And we're live.
What up? I said, what up? What's going on, y'all? We got your boy Wings of Redemption. We got White Boy 7th Street and your boy Eddie the Chump. And this is the podcast show, episode 5. What's going on, y'all?
The police be shooting everybody up in here.
Oh, man.
I mean, we got to talk about it. Everybody here but Eddie has done a video about it. Probably White Boy, too. Well, me and Job's done a video about it.
Definitely.
It constitutes everybody.
I'm fairly ignorant about
half
this.
of us.
Yeah, I'm fairly ignorant about this, so you've got to tell me about it, Wings. Tell me.
This is great because we have a British guy that gives a British outlook on American police at this point. For those of you who don't know, Skid Row is a place in Los Angeles, which Los Angeles is a major city in the state of California, that basically allows homeless people to put up tents during the night. So when they can put up tents, but they have to be taken down during the day. Well, this homeless man didn't want to take his tent down, or he didn't take his tent down in time, and cops were called from local businesses, and the cops came out to try to get this man to take his tent down. Well, he obviously was mentally ill, and he decided to resist arrest or resist the cops, and he threw some punches. Well, cops naturally do what they do is they called 5 or 6 of them, and they dogpile on him. Somewhere during the discretion, he reaches for a gun, and they end up shooting him 5 times.
I like that.
That's
a gun. I like that.
Well, a gun, because what most of you don't know is, one, if he reached for the gun, if you can watch the video, we'll probably leave the video in the description below. But one, if the guy's reaching for your gun when there's 5 other grown adults on top of him, the response isn't to shoot a man. The response is to move the gun away. Get up.
Why not?
Move yourself out of the situation. He's reaching for your gun. Just stand up. He can't stand up. He can't chase after you. It's not like he's going to lunge and do a Jackie Chan move and shoot 5 of you.
Hey, Wings. He was being tased also.
He was being tased.
Oh my God.
He's being tased by multiple tasers. And here's the greatest thing about it. For those of you who don't know, on the cop utility belt, they have to button in their firearm. Mm-hmm. So he would literally have to unbutton the firearm and then unholster it to get it away from the cop. So if he reached up and grabbed it and pulled it, it would have never came out of the holster because there's a leather strap over the back of it.
Isn't it difficult to pull it out too? Because the gun, like it's pointed towards where you can pull it out, and if he's reaching from in front, he has to like go out of his way to get it.
100% correct. 100% correct. There would, even if he reached for that gun, there would have been no way he could have got it out of the holster. And if you look on the page that we linked here, you'll see them trying to justify this by showing the gun in the holster and how it was like moved slightly. Like they show pictures of the cop and how it was jarred.
To be fair, the homeless guy does start off pretty crazy. He's like throwing.
Oh man, who was it? Always used to do that move. Zangief from Street Fighter.
He does a lariat. This guy's lariating the police.
He's just like throwing his elbows.
Oh, them bows.
Got to clothesline somebody.
Oh man!
And the button, if you guys don't know, the button for the holster is tough. Like you gotta rip it open then to pull your gun out. Like it's not like a regular. Not like this button or a bra strap or something. It's like it's really
bra strap might be a little tougher.
Yeah, exactly.
There's like 3 or 2.
No. But bra strap, all you got to do. Although we changing the subject, but when you reach around, like use this, and you will feel like you will feel it, and then you just got to push them together, and then they just come right off. Like it come right off.
It took me a while to get that down.
You gotta master it, but once you master it, white boy, don't you? You just get it.
I go with the 2-hand approach where you literally grab them with your fingers like this and then push them together.
See, I got big hands though. I do got big hands. I could just get both sides and push them together, and then the bra just come off.
It's like bow.
One time, me and this girl, we were kissing or something, and then she just felt her bra like slide down, and she was like, damn. But back to the
back to the story.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen so many of these police stories at this point in my life that it doesn't even faze me anymore. Like I literally just stopped caring. All right, they're going to shoot people, and the truth is, it's sad that I get to this point because guess what? They shot another person as well the very next day, March 2nd.
Same city.
Same city, same department, same person. I mean, it's March 3rd
Not
today.
the same officer, surely.
Same kind of person.
Not the same officer.
Not the same.
Okay,
We mean the same homeless guy.
Why is this guy out on the street?
Like this guy's just RoboCop.
He's
like,
cleaning. He's cleaning the streets of all the homeless people.
Uh-huh.
Why do
LA, it's not Gotham, man. Fuck.
And I didn't hear about this second one until Wings brought it up.
Yeah, I mean the second they shot two, they're 2 for 2. I don't know if they bagged them one other today. Today's March 3rd.
I don't know about you, but I quite often hit like when people who aren't cops bring up stories of cops, quote unquote, misbehavior, bad behavior, like brutality, stories like that. You quite often hear from like people who have either been in law enforcement or know someone in law enforcement. They say it's not like that. And what I want to say to them is, it's not like that where you are, right? A lot of cops aren't like this, but I think that we can't just treat every cop as the same. If you're policing a city like Los Angeles, or you're policing in New York City, or a seriously built up metropolitan area with a lot of crime, that's not the same as being a cop where Geordie's from. It's just not.
Oh,
Like,
it's not.
It's not the same thing. So the testimony isn't equal. You can't be like, well, cops aren't really like that. You're trained, to deal with these situations. I'm like, yeah, you might be. But we're talking about people who are police officers in violent crime urban areas every day for years.
Here,
this is what happens. It can get to you.
Here's what I feel. I don't even feel it's the cops' fault. I honestly don't. Because they're just doing what they're told to do. I feel like it's the way everything is structured in the police force. Like cops work very long hours. If you're on hour number like 11, your feet hurt, you're tired of getting in and out of your car, you've dealt with people, lying to you and bitching at you all day, and then this happens and you're like, fuck. I got another 4 hours to do now because I got to take this guy in. Things like that happen. And then you have quotas that come above you. It's like you have to do a certain thing. You got to get this many arrests. You got to write this many tickets. And it makes you almost enforce victimless crimes. Like victimless crimes is something that shouldn't be enforced.
Well, that's actually, yeah. I don't know if you've seen a documentary called The House I Live In, but it's
I have not.
It's an excellent documentary. It's produced by one of the people that made the Wire TV show. And this isn't changing the subject. I just want to mention it here quickly. And it looks at drug enforcement. And you're talking about victimless crime, right? So casual drug use, your possession, all that kind of stuff. And it looks at narcotics officers and how they're incentivized to make more arrests. So what happens is that these narc cops and the units, they're well paid because they bring in the most arrests. But they have a really detrimental effect on the local community because when they need a bunch of arrests, they'll just roll into the fucking hood and just pat people down, right? Just stop and search. Anybody. Oh, you got a little bit of weed, there's an arrest. You got this, there's an arrest. You got this, there's an arrest. There's an arrest. So the community feels like they're being harassed because they're being stopped and searched without any evidence, although they can argue it's an impoverished area, it's probable cause, they've probably got weed or some shit. So they can say, I have the law behind me and I can just stop and search you. But what happens is that the community hate the cops and never trust them. So there's a complete breakdown between how police in that community run, and it just becomes an adversarial thing, them against us.
Well,
and I think, carry on.
Well, it doesn't matter though, because even if you don't trust the cops, there's nothing you can do about it because they have all the power.
Oh, all the power.
All the power. If you've seen a cop do something bad, well, we've seen people do something bad. Eric Garner, Tamir Rice, these two in particular. I'm not going to bring Mike Brown into this, but you've seen them roll up and kill these people in cold blood and get away with it. Do you think that if a cop is speeding 15 miles an hour over in an area that children might play in, that he's going to get any kind of reprimandation. They can kill people with impunity. There is no power on your side, so it doesn't matter if they don't care. They're a machine designed to make money.
Yeah, but
And here's the worst part, Eddie. Let me finish this one point and I'll let you talk. A cop's job, if done right, he does nothing at all. He has nothing to do. That's when police work is done right, because there is no crime that needs to be done because he's done it.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I wasn't going to interrupt you because I disagree with you. I was going to say that I think that your attitude of it's systematic, there's a problem with the system, I think is correct. I think, being a total layman and totally ignorant of American policing to a certain extent, it's quite clear to an outsider that there's a culture of violence. It's quite clearly a culture of violence. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm surprised that there's just like videos of this shit and these people get off. I'm like, what the fuck? There's video evidence. Oh yeah, but what was it? The one where the guy got choked out? The guy who was filming it got arrested and got convicted because he's not allowed to be filming. But the officer that killed the guy got off.
Arrested for filming. He got arrested for, I think, a drug charge.
No, the guy filming it did get arrested for illegally filming the police.
You can't illegally film the police. That's not a law. That you can't. You can't. He didn't get arrested for that because filming the police. You can film in public because it's a public place. There's no element of privacy. So the police is a public servant, so you're allowed to film them. That's upheld in the Constitution. So that.
Isn't there a law somewhere where you can't film the police now? And I think New York,
this
maybe?
is why I said this, because
that was New York, wasn't it?
I remember. I remember seeing an article about
Chicago tried to pass a law, but it was shot down in the Supreme Court.
Why do none of these cops know like any kind of jujitsu or any kind of martial arts where they could just simply detect? Like, it's 5 guys versus first homeless case, and no one's got to protest for these homeless people that got shot. It's just got to keep on going and going and going. But if it's 5-1, just fucking break his arm or something. I don't know why they have to.
All of that's excessive force.
White
when you
boy,
think about the context. When you think about the context,
he was being tased. Also,
I want to ask this question.
The guy just wanted to shoot him, man.
I want to ask this question, Eddie. If you had an English officer choke a guy out on camera, what would be the backlash in the United Kingdom?
I don't even want to think about it.
Like, I mean, literally, like choking to death.
Like, there's one famous police case, which is just after the 7/7 bombings in London, like the tube and the buses bombings by Islamic jihadists, right? And the day after, the Metropolitan Police killed a Brazilian called De Souza. And this guy was completely innocent, but he ran from the police. And he ran onto a tube. And they tackled him to the ground and executed him, essentially.
How they execute him? Like, did they
pistol
they
to the head, bang.
Shot back of the head?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think UK guys carried pistols.
No, we do have an armed police unit, but there's probably about 2,000 armed police in the entire country, and there's like 65 million people. So
do you think that's a
specific unit?
Do you think that's a good sign that the pistol unit shot somebody when they had a chance because they were on edge because of the London bombings?
And the reason I bring that up is because there was a national inquiry about it. Like, this went as high as it can go, like immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And
but then they get off just like all the other cops.
No, they didn't get off. Like,
what ended up happening to them?
I think they were fired or not. I want to say discharged, but I think that's the wrong word. But they were kicked out of the police for their actions, and I think the Brazilian's mother filed civil charges against them.
Well, that's also a problem that's unique with the United States. If those cops right there in the UK, they got fired, cool, they're no longer cops. UK's a small country. It's about the size of Texas. And here, they would just move to another state and become a cop again.
Yeah.
That's what happened with Tamir Rice.
Or they won't get fired. They'll just be under desk duty, like,
leave with pay.
Yeah.
I don't want to come across like on this podcast like oh, this European who thinks that he's so much smarter than Americans. But to me, like all the gun violence in America is like it's one of the major differences that I don't think we acknowledge, and it's difficult for me to frame it because, as you say, if any of these things happened in my country, it would be front page. It didn't take the fact that he's a homeless guy out of the equation.
Mm-hmm.
Like a police officer shot an unarmed. This has sparked riots before. This has sparked like London burning. You know, the famous Brixton riots in the 80s were caused by officers being too. Using excessive force and resulting in the death by a heart attack of an elderly woman in Brixton, which is where a lot of the Caribbean and Jamaican immigrants lived. And the black community in London saw it as typical of the Metropolitan Police's institutional racism, right? Then we had another crime years later that resulted in similar riots. So this sort of thing's taken really fucking seriously here. And I should imagine it is in Europe as well. And it's just, I think with private ownership of guns in the United States being so culturally important, like it's the right to bear arms and all that kind of stuff, it would seem strange if your police didn't carry, right? Because they would make the argument that you're just asking for cops to get killed, right? So if the criminals have guns and your cops don't, what are they going to do, right? But for me, who lives in a place where there aren't cops with guns on the street every day, apart from like outside Buckingham Palace and airports and shit like that, you know, they're not just like walking the beat with pistols. And it's really difficult for me to get my head around.
Here's the thing with guns. Like, people think guns is an issue of, you know, proper training and, you know, more and more stipulations to buy a gun. That's not the case. I mean, if your country has more guns like the United States, we have more population, and upon that, we have more guns. There's something like 900 million guns in the United States. If you look at it that way, yes, you're going to have more gun deaths. You're going to, because a gun is a very easy tool to kill somebody with. I mean, like, and it levels the playing field in on all aspects. Like, if, say, for a guy like me, if I got mad at a guy like Jive. Jive's in way better shape than me. I can't beat him up. I can't take my frustration out on him. I can shoot the motherfucker though.
Damn, man.
I mean, but that's how gun deaths happen. But most of the time, if you look, I will almost guarantee you, I don't know the facts, these are PKA stats, but if you trace poverty and education, that's where your murders are happening. People that are impoverished and have low education. I bet you money Louisiana is the #1 state because it's the lowest in education. I'd almost bet you money South Carolina's right up there with Louisiana because we're 48th in education.
Yeah, it's odd. I would imagine, I mean, this is just like a total guess, like stab in the dark, but I would imagine that along with education and impoverishment, I should imagine there's a lot more gun crime in urban areas. And when I say urban, I don't mean it in the American term, which basically...
Where people had to be near each other all the time.
So like
condensed areas.
Yeah. So densely populated areas and living in poverty. So there's scarce resources and there's tools to take each other out. That, I should imagine, encourages violence.
You're talking about Chicago, leading the nation every single year. So many murders.
Here's the thing about Chicago, and everybody points to Chicago. Chicago has the toughest gun laws in the United States.
It is pretty difficult, to get. Well,
you can't have a pistol in Chicago. You literally can't own a pistol in Chicago. That doesn't stop people from shooting each other with pistols.
Legally, it's difficult to legally get a gun, but not illegally.
I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm almost positive you cannot own a pistol in Chicago. Like, you're not allowed to have it. You can buy shotguns and long guns, but no pistols.
Oh, you're talking about guns you can easily... I know what you mean. Guns you can easily conceal.
Like you can have like a rifle, hunting rifle, or a shotgun, but you can't literally buy a pistol in Chicago. I'm not sure. That's a Kyle question.
Can I ask in this call, I know Wings is a gun owner. I know Alex is a gun owner. Are you a gun owner, Jive?
No.
Alex, what kind of... Yeah, you are, Jive. You said you had a gun.
I do, but... I'm not legally a gun owner.
What kind of gun you got, Alex?
I got a Remington 870. I showed it off on PK once.
Yeah, a shotgun.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, that's such a noob's
Oh
gun.
shit! I was about to say you're a fucking noob.
I got
well,
an 870.
Not new. I'm
Use-
just like
it-
Call of Duty.
It's not here now because of some trouble in home life, but I usually keep an 870 right there behind the door. It's
Is
called
it-
the Clown Hammer.
Is it bad that like Call of Duty inspired me to get that gun? Because in Black Ops 1, I think it was,
Right.
in Black Ops 2, it was really good.
No,
It's a really good gun though.
I always wanted a 1911 too.
I got
Those-
one of those.
Are they nice?
Mine's not nice, but you can get some nice ones. Here's the thing with 1911s, and this might not be universal, but like the higher they are, the less reliable they are because they have tighter tolerances, but they're more likely to jam because of those tighter tolerances. Like a cheap one is more likely to have playroom and it's less likely to jam. That's just what I've heard.
Okay, that makes sense.
I'll be
You
honest.
gun
Though.
on it, Eddie?
No,
Eddie lives in the UK.
Yeah. You can own shotguns and stuff. I think if you live in rural areas and you can own rifles for hunting and stuff like that. But like urban gun ownership was kind of destroyed with Dunblane. If you don't know what Dunblane is, it's a town in Scotland. It's where Andy Murray's from actually, and he went to this school that this happened at. So a guy suffering from mental illness took in two pistols and killed a bunch of kids and teachers. And at that, I think that was in like 1997 or something. The Labour government had just come in, so that's the equivalent of your Democrats to a certain extent. And they just went, right, pistols gone, and they put it in front of the house, and everybody agreed, gone. So you weren't allowed to own pistols from then on.
Do they sell like toy guns or
Yeah, they sell
anything?
BB guns. Yeah, BB guns and like pellet guns and stuff. But no.
Are they black? Like
Um,
some BB guns look real. Like
Yeah, no, you can buy realistic BB guns here, but no one owns a real gun, so like they're not going to assume that it's real. I don't think. I don't know
Sure.
what the prevailing logic is.
You
about
know, it's
that.
funny you say that because like every time I pull one of my assault rifles out, it's like, is that a pellet gun? Is that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because when they see an assault rifle,
Yeah.
like they, like if it was a regular shotgun, like Yosemite Sam, you'd be like, whoa. But if it's an assault rifle, you're like,
Yeah, they see the shit they play on the video game, and it's like, oh, he actually has one.
yeah.
I actually have two of them.
The worst cop shooting was there was like a little kid walking around with the BB gun.
In Walmart.
No, there was that one, but he was just walking around. I think he pointed it at an old lady or something, and the cops just drove up and like almost did a drive-by, got out and shot the kid instantly.
That
He
was
like,
Tamir Rice. We talked about that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't know his name.
that kid is dead within 5 seconds.
Crazy,
That's,
right?
Yeah.
that's fucking crazy. Like that to me,
Crazy.
shooting a kid like that. I saw an article about
A
the-
12-year-old kid too.
Yeah.
Think about 12-year-olds. Next time you see a 12-year-old, think about that.
It's crazy, isn't it? That's mental. Like that, to just roll up like that. Like he's in like a gazebo or something, and the
Mm-hmm.
police like roll up onto the grass, like literally 2 feet away.
The
And the
worst
guy
part
just
about
fires
it,
out the window. I don't even think he gets out the car. I think he just shoots him.
yeah, he's got the window rolled down already. 'cause
Yeah,
he
yeah,
knows
he
he's
shot
hopping
him
out shooting him through the window.
While in the car.
I mean,
He
that's
did a
crazy.
drive-by, a cop drive-by.
Wasn't that officer like sacked from another department somewhere else? And
Yeah,
Cleveland.
they said he was unfit for duty. Yeah.
Yeah, and Cleveland police never checked. Like they didn't even ask for his records and stuff. It's
And
in
the-
Cleveland, wasn't it?
It was in Cleveland, Ohio, and like the worst part about it is they lied after the fact because they didn't know the videotape existed. So they said the guy turned around and pointed a gun at them, and it was like a 2-minute standoff. All this was in the
Wow.
police report.
And what was their penalty, like for lying like that?
I think he got fired. I think that guy got fired, but he didn't. But the grand jury didn't convict him, so he
Wow.
didn't have to face
Aren't-
charges.
Aren't cops supposed to only shoot to kill when their life's in danger or someone else's
No,
life is
no,
in danger?
no. It's actually cop protocol. If you fire your gun, is to shoot to kill. You shoot in the chest in the T area.
But
Yeah,
the
but I
only
think-
the only reason to shoot is because someone's life is in danger or theirs. Right?
Correct. You have to have without a reasonable doubt that there's somebody's life is in danger, or it can transfer over to a person. Like say Kelly was trying to stab White Boy, and a cop was there, he could shoot Kelly.
Damn. Oh, look at the white boy thinking about it. Like, yo,
Life insurance policy.
He's thinking of the most diabolical crime ever committed.
baby, act like you gonna stab me, right? I got some guys coming over, right? They gonna be playing around.
It's for a
It's a
YouTube
costume
video.
party. It's a
Stab
costume
me.
party for you. There's a male
Yeah.
stripper coming, and he's dressed like a cop. Now I'm gonna need you to pretend like you're gonna stab me, right? Like we're having a play fight.
Oh man, that's
My-
messed up, man.
My friend, she robbed I think gas station with a BB gun. Those BB, like my mom always told me not to go out with my BB guns because they do look real and it just causes a lot of problems. I remember as a kid, I would walk around the park with a BB gun, and that could have been. I mean, I'm
Oh,
white,
shit.
so probably
No.
not.
I was gonna bring that up. A lot of people think it's like a racist thing. Some of them probably are, but I just think if you're a police officer, because it was a situation. I can't bring it up. I can't pull it up right now, but I think Bob Loblaw, whatever his name is. I don't know how to pronounce his name. He showed me an article of like a black cop killing a white kid, and he got away with it. Like it's just being a cop, being a police officer.
Yeah, that's what a lot of cops say. Like it's much more the culture of the police, and that to me is more interesting. Is that they feel, I think from the cops' point of view, they feel so under threat on a daily basis. They feel not entitled to do this kind of thing, but that it explains it, right? So it explains errors in judgment. And to a certain extent, my sympathy is with them when they say that. Like, I can only imagine what it's like to have those pressures put upon you. But I also think it's stupid to think that there isn't something wrong. Right? Like,
Well,
there's so
let-
many of these deaths happen. Like, you can't just say it's the pressure of the job. I'm like, no, dude, it's happening with alarming
Yeah.
frequency, and it's happening to usually a very specific group of people, which, you know, the right-wing nut jobs always say, well, it's because black people commit more crime, so they're more likely to shoot black people. Right, okay, fair enough. We'll just ignore your blatant racism and have an adult's conversation about it. I actually think it's just because I think it's a toxic culture where they feel under threat all the time, and the community fucking hates their guts. Right?
Yeah.
And this homeless guy, even if he did go for the gun, he's being like tased. There's like 6 people. He thinks he's fucking gonna be like the next Rodney King. He doesn't know
Yeah.
what kind of fucking ass whooping he's gonna get. Right? He doesn't. He just wants it to stop. Probably. He just wants it to stop. Get off me.
Exactly.
Let's move on. I want to make one last closing argument here with the police thing. Imagine there's a stop sign near your house, and every day you stop at that stop sign. Well, there's never traffic at it, so eventually you start rolling through that stop sign, and you don't get caught. So you do it the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and eventually you just stop. You just ignore the stop sign altogether. That stop sign doesn't need to be there. You feel like that stop sign is just stupid and no needed. That's what being a police officer is. It's a system that allows them to ignore stop signs. You have a prosecutor that they work with every day, that they make plea deals to put people in prison for the most amount of time possible to keep jails full. You have a for-profit prison system that requires people to be in it to make that profit. And when you work hand in hand with these people, and then it comes around where they have to prosecute you, they're going to be very lenient on you. Because Bob gave me 15 solid cases this year, and now Bob, beat up a guy unjustly. Well, let's flip the story.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that works.
Yeah.
They run stop signs all the time, and it's a fucked up system that creates this situation, not the actual thing itself. And it is what it is. I mean, like cops, I've lost the ability to give a fuck on cops.
Yeah, they're real bad, and it's sad because it's a lot of good cops. I always bring this up. It's a lot of good cops, but the bad cops, like say me and White Boy, we out there, and then I shoot somebody. Like we're best friends. We're like the best of friends. White Boy always got my back. I always got White Boy's back. And I shoot somebody. White Boy's the good cop. He's gonna probably helped me cover this up. You know, it's the bad cop help making the good cop do something bad. You know, like this happens all the time, man. And it's just crazy. The penalties for the cops are just vacation, you know. And white boy, you probably would have got shot if you, for real, if they seen you with that gun, man. Like especially where you like live, like the state.
You don't see a lot of good cop videos, like good shootings. I mean, you do see like I really like watching videos where like a cop saves somebody or does something heroic. Those make me feel good inside. I like seeing those videos. But do you see a lot of good shootings? Like all these shootings that you are recorded, they
like
jump the gun.
Necessary shootings.
You don't see very much necessary shootings. But the cops always jump the gun if they just wait like 5 minutes or like 5 seconds even to see what's gonna. They just pull the trigger way too fast a lot of the time.
Yeah, like I'm not even gonna get started on cops shooting dogs.
Oh yeah.
That always fucks with me.
Yo, did you see that video? I think it was a deer. It was just a deer just standing. It was like at a gas station at like an intersection. The deer was just standing there. And it just wouldn't move. I don't know what it was, scared or something. It just was standing there. And then the cop rolled up and then kills the deer. Just kills it, like executes it. And everybody like, damn.
The deer was avoiding
it's a safety hazard.
Resisting arrest.
Resisting arrest.
I don't know what the
Rudolph is your bad day,
on.
son. Oh man, I seen another video.
I gotta look it up.
We keep harping on this shit. But I seen
There
a
it
video
is right here.
where this cow was standing in the road. It was like a rural road that like seen like 5 cars a day go by, and this cow was just sitting there chilling. You know, it's like a big old like moo cow, and it's like, hey, moo. Well, these cops shoot it and it doesn't die. So they shoot it like 6 times in the head, and they're sitting there standing around puzzled while the cow's like, like laying on the ground. And then the farmer comes by all upset because it was his favorite milk cow that he had named. It was like, and like, why did he have to shoot the cow?
Didn't that happen in like Me, Myself, and Irene?
That, yeah, it kind of happened like that, but there's actually a video on YouTube where they actually happened.
I put the dare thing in the link in the
With this deer video, they're like it's stuck in the headlights. You always hear this deer stuck in the headlights. The cops blasting the headlights right at the deer, and it's just looking at it. I think if they would have took off the headlights, the deer would have been fine.
Yeah, the deer just was
I tell you
like
what,
this.
Man, if a cop killed my fucking dog, I don't know why, but like violence towards animals just makes me go crazy. Like imagine your family dog, right, or your family pet, and it does something in defense. It's trying to either like defend you or whatever. It doesn't matter if you deserved arresting or whatever. And it like goes for someone who it thinks is just attacking you, and they kill it. Man, like seriously, like I don't think I'd be able to control myself. I would just the red mist would just descend over me, I think.
Eddie,
I wouldn't be able to handle that shit.
Eddie, watch this video and give us commentary on it. I want you to do this.
I'm not sure I can because I'm the one recording. So.
Oh.
Let me just try. Oh, I can. It hasn't fucked it up. Hold on.
Oh, I've seen this one before.
I want to see Eddie's first impression of this video.
Oh, let me check it out.
Okay, so this looks like a camera attached to an officer.
Doesn't he say something? Oh, yeah.
What the fuck is he doing?
That's hard to watch. That's hard to see. Basically, for the people who are listening, it's a body cam, like a GoPro. There's 2 dogs like wagging their tail in like a kind of a ditch.
Ditch drainage area.
Exactly. And then the officer goes, and the dogs look at him, and the dogs are wagging their tails, and he opens
He
fire.
blows one of them away.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
He calls them over to him to blow them away.
What the fuck, man?
That's just cruel. like crazy.
How do we know? How do we know it is a cop though? That's the only thing. Like
because there's an article because the owner filed charges against him. It's a Cellarburn police officer, but like he had charges filed against him and stuff like that because. Like, how brazen you got to be to wear the body cam, to have the camera on and do this.
I was about to say,
forgot, man. Probably forgot. Probably just, as part of the uniform, doesn't forgets or whatever, or like he can delete it and then he forgets.
I bet you his report read like, "Vicious dog attacked me, almost got bit."
He probably was one of the main guys that wanted Vic thrown in jail.
I think there should be a standard intelligence test. I think you should have to be above a degree.
We got to get off, cops. We've been going on this shit for like an hour.
Okay, we had a topic because there's the homeless shootings.
That's very true. Do you want to go with that, Alex?
Okay, basically, do homeless people will they have an advantage in the zombie apocalypse?
Look, you love that fucking zombie shit, man.
The Walking Dead's getting really good.
What do you think the advantages of the homeless are?
Well, I think they're already, like, to survive in the zombie apocalypse, you're not going to have new socks every day. It's not going to be flowers and daisies. You're going to have to struggle. There's got to be definitely some grind. I always say, oh, the zombie apocalypse would be cool, but it's not. You're not going to live comfortably. The homeless people already have that. They already have that skill where they can do what it takes to survive.
Mm-hmm.
I think they know how to. They're pretty strong. I think homeless people are strong because they're walking around all day. They're pushing carts. They have a backpack. They know how to walk a lot, and I think there's got to be a lot of walking.
Definitely.
The apocalypse. But all the homeless people are in major cities, and I think that's going to be bad in the zombie apocalypse. It's just going to.
I was going to say, I think that they are actually playing a game of survival horror already, right? So they're playing Resident Evil in real life before the apocalypse hits. Now, yeah, they're in urban areas. That probably does, put them further down the pecking order. But for me, they already have a certain set of skills, Liam Neeson style, for living life with virtually nothing. Whereas I think, in the nature of the coming zombie apocalypse, it's obviously going to happen. I think just the nature of life being 2.1 children, a car, a house, one day, like, oh, my boss is a dickhead, I've got to go in and all that shit. Being like that one morning, and then my daughter's just bit my wife's neck off, right? That the next morning, I think that shock, that culture shock, would kill most people because I think they'd just give up. I don't think most people would have the mental fortitude required to think in a very primal way, like in our order of priorities. Shelter.
This made me
food,
think about something like imagine how many females would just fucking straight out die. Like I know girls that
Just
freak
saying.
out. I know girls that can't even reverse their car. Like if they have to put their car in reverse, they freak the fuck out. Like it scares them to drive backwards.
I think
Like they have no life skills other than like running an oven. Like they know how to like fix spaghetti or maybe like some pasta, but like they couldn't make a campfire. They couldn't shoot a gun. They couldn't repair a car. They have like no survival skills.
I think
But let them tell you they're all Michonne from Walking Dead. Like they're all
yeah, I do
all that
believe
good.
I do believe that only when you have no other choice do you find the resolve to do certain things that you wouldn't normally do. I think that's certainly true. I think my point is a lot of our society is far too comfortable to deal with that level of hardship. And the one group that is accustomed to that hardship is homeless people. And they have a natural advantage in that way.
Can I play devil's advocate against the homeless people?
Yeah, go.
Uh-oh.
Devil's advocate against the homeless people. One, they rely on other people to feed themselves still. You don't see a homeless man like, taking a rock and busting a pigeon's brains out and cooking them over like a barrel fire. No, he eats out of the trash can. He begs for money. He squeegees windows. And then he goes to McDonald's and eats off the dollar menu. I mean, the dollar menu ain't going to be there no more.
No.
And every homeless person I've ever seen, he wasn't like pushing a cart full of like cans and like a book bag. He was sleeping because he's malnourished, or he's got like a drug high, or like an alcohol, fucking. He's having fucking withdrawals, and he's trying to sleep through it.
That's a good point. I know a lot of homeless people struggle with addictions, and getting that withdrawal. That's going to be very hard in the first few days of the apocalypse, which are probably the most important.
It will.
And another thing against them, I don't like if I see a homeless person, I don't know if I want to trust them. I don't know, like my neighbors. Okay, we can build a community or something. I don't know, but like a homeless person, if I might not help them as much as I would another person.
You heard it here
beating
first.
people.
White boy is racist against homeless
I
people.
would shoot them.
Prejudice. He's
They deserve
prejudiced
it.
against homeless
Oh,
people.
you see, I have more faith. I have more faith.
I think they could go. I think they could go longer without eating, though.
Yeah, I think that, and also I think that they show the necessary skill in surviving any zombie apocalypse is adaptability, and homeless people have adapted to a way of life that no other people will work terrible, soul-destroying, back-breaking jobs just so they don't live on the street. Homeless people don't give a fuck, right? They've got to that point where they're just like, fuck it, right?
But how many of those people are like mentally ill though?
That's true, but I think that there are such things as like, unfortunately, homeless veterans. That was in the news recently. Motherfucker, if there's a zombie apocalypse and there's like some homeless ex-Marine, I'm sticking close to that guy. I'm not sticking close to Rick from The Walking
What if
Dead.
he's home? What if
Mr.
he's
Local
homeless and
Sheriff.
his leg? What if he's homeless and his leg got shot off?
All right, well then we can use him to slow the zombies down. Surely, there's always a use.
Oh, damn, that's
I want
fucked up.
the homeless guy that like figured out he could eat parts of the zombie to stay alive. If you eat this section of him, it's still good. The virus hasn't got to this part.
So you're talking about Rambo, homeless Rambo.
Yeah, I want a motherfucker to like turn it against him, where he's no longer prey, but he's the hunter.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing against them is living in the cities, and they're going to have a hard time surviving there. Why don't homeless people, like maybe some of them do, why don't they live in like a nature preserve or like just in the country somewhere and build their own little cabin, live off the land? I think I would rather much do that.
Because that's
than-
hard, white boy. You make it
think
sound
they-
like it's
More than-
easy.
More than that,
I
there
think
isn't much public
It's
land.
not that. I think you can't like find food like as easy. Like we can't eat grass or nothing like that. So
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't
they
know if you
gotta
noticed,
find
like
food and
if you don't have
shit.
like a firearm, like have you ever watched those survival shows, white boy, where they don't carry firearms and they have to like find their own food, and it ends up being like him just starving for 7 days, and then like, yep, I
That's true.
survived.
alone and naked.
But okay,
What is it called? Naked and scared, or what? What is
Naked
it?
and afraid.
yeah.
Naked and afraid.
I'm
But
just saying, like they just don't eat shit. It's like this is day 17, and we're very hungry. It's like
Okay.
that's
You know
why
those
they don't do
motherfuckers
it.
are
Here's
picturing
the real question.
McDonald's
Here's the real
dollar
question.
menus at that point.
If
Like-
I was homeless, you know what the first thing I would do?
What?
I'd slap a cop in his mouth.
Go to jail, get
They
free
do
food.
that.
Three hots in a cot.
They do that.
I mean,
Might
I would
get
just
shot.
I would probably I'd probably take a shooting over sleeping on the fucking cold ground. I honestly probably would.
To get back to my point about surviving in the wild, okay, they're gonna have to save up, maybe suck some dick. Who knows what they're gonna have to do out there? But get like $500 worth of supplies. They can get like a fishing pole. They can get an axe. They can buy. I kind of wanted to do this for a YouTube video. It's called the Homeless Challenge or something, where I get like, I don't know, $100 and I go to Walmart and I buy a whole bunch of stuff, and then see if I could set up camp somewhere in the wilderness. But
It's a great idea because I ain't got a fucking clue how you set up shelter.
He said, "Get
Right?
an axe."
I ain't got a fucking clue. Like, I don't know knots. I'm not very good with knives.
you get like a tarp and a hammock. That's a very easy way to do it. But you got to be cold
Yeah.
on some nights.
Yeah, the ground saps all your fucking energy. Like, oh my god, we were trying to do the PK survival trip, and for that trip, I learned how to skin a squirrel. I learned how to tie 8 different knots. and I learned how to build a fire with like a fire stick.
Hmm.
And it's like this shit sucks. Like I tried to prepare myself, so I'd wake up at like 6 a.m. and I'd go out when the ground has dew on it still,
Yeah.
so it's wet and it's like 35 degrees, and it's
Yeah.
like my hands are fucking numb, so they're like trying to get this fucking fire going. I'm like, I can't do it. What if I'm in the wild and I can't do this?
I still,
You
I don't know how to
did.
do any of that shit. I don't know how to do any of that. Nothing.
You should try,
outside.
dude. You should at least try to start a fire with one of those fire starter sticks. Like it makes you feel good when you finally do it.
Yeah.
I always
Because
wanted-
it's not easy. It's not easy by any means. Even with the stick.
I always wanted to try a bow drill to see if I could, if I didn't have a stick.
Can't you do
I
it with a
couldn't do that.
Can't you do it with a knife and one of those things that creates sparks? You can do it just with
Yeah.
a knife.
That's what I was talking
Yeah.
about. I thought
Oh,
about
right.
like
Like a flint and steel type of thing.
Most people will just like cut a tree down, right, rudimentarily, and they'll just try and burn the wood, not thinking this has got shitloads of sap in it. It's not gonna burn. Like most people don't even know what
Yeah,
firewood
it has
is.
to be like
right?
dead, like
yeah,
gotta be
it's got to
dead,
be
yeah.
dry.
dead and dry. Yeah.
You ever break a branch off the tree and it's like so bendy? Like it just,
it's
Yeah,
just
can't.
it's got too much life left in it.
yeah.
This ain't like the sticks I find on the ground.
Yeah, the Walking Dead's getting really good, man. I like it. I like
I
it.
know
a lot.
you went to The Walking Dead, man. That show played out in season 2.
No, it sucked. Season 3, the end of season 2, kind of. It got bad, but it's
I'm
right
gonna
back
tell you
there.
something. There's gonna be a spoiler like a motherfucker, but I called that fucking girl in that barn as soon as I seen the motherfucking barn in season 2.
Okay, I know.
I
Yeah, I
don't
know.
know what you're talking about.
The Herschel was keeping the zombies alive.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
keeping
yeah.
walkers
That
in the
little girl.
barn. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Oh, but
Like-
going back to your point about the like girls having no survival skills, that old white lady Carol was kind of in that same.
She was a beast, wasn't she? She
No.
turned into a beast.
Oh yeah, she
Yeah.
got badass season 4, or no,
But
this
how
season.
Hey, how many times are they gonna run into some guy who has a town and like, come on, like this again, like that they're going through now, like again.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but that's what you got to do. They were on the road for a while. They go town to town because that's
I figured people would be like nomads and gypsies at that point, right?
Yeah.
Like
That's what I would thought. Like it would become like a nomadic existence, which I'm sure it pretty much has in the show.
But they don't want that. They want to stay. They want a community. They want a safe place, and that's why they keep looking. I think.
you like The Walking Dead, white boy, but it's generally telling you that gypsies are gonna rule the earth. How do you feel about this?
Well, not very happy about it, to be honest. That's funny.
I'm sorry, I don't know if I've said this before, but the reason why I'm not into The Walking Dead, I liked the first season, right? But it almost lost me in like the first episode. Or was it the second? It's the one where he goes into Atlanta, right? There's a fucking tank, right? And
That's the first episode.
Right, he's on his fucking horse, right? And then, the horse obviously gets eaten by all the zombies and he crawls under the tank, gets in the tank. And there's a zombie in the tank, whatever. And I'm just watching this and I'm like, no, I'm sorry, but tanks, bro. Like, I swear we've had this conversation before. Maybe we have.
Wait, are you saying why is there a tank there?
No, I'm just like,
Maybe the
Nah.
tank didn't have any fuel in it. You're trying to
Maybe.
say that he could take the tank.
Oh,
Like a tank's actually very hard to drive. You have to actually learn how to be a tank driver.
Yeah.
And like it could be empty. Like the fuel could be empty in it.
More of the issue was just like zombies versus tanks. Come on.
Well, yeah, but like a zombie's not going to kill a tank. I don't understand why there's a tank there. I mean, like if a zombie apocalypse happened, I feel like our military could control it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I think
I'm
so,
just
too.
like slow walking dead things and
Like
tanks.
you wouldn't even have to you wouldn't even have to like use ammunition against them. Just have the tank drive around like
Yeah.
he's cutting the grass.
It's just a petrol
Yeah.
bill. That's it. Like you've got armored personnel. You've got these these machines of war. I watched this
have these
documentary.
have like these big harvest threshers like drive
Yeah.
around cutting the grass.
Exactly. I'm just like, there's no fucking way. I'm sorry, there's no way. Like that a modern military with like fenced off bases wouldn't be able to keep.
They never explain how the military like fails, but in
No,
any
Just
show,
because it's unexplainable, white boy.
maybe in some major cities.
World War Z explains it.
Do they?
Yeah, World War Z, the movie, like they show the military's failing because the zombies like stack up on top of each
Yeah,
other
they
and jump
swarm
over
and stuff,
walls.
Okay.
So
After
dumb.
there's only so much you can do and so much ammo you have if you're like facing New York or Atlanta where there's so many people in the cities.
What you
won't
do
get
is
overrun.
what you do is you just coin it off. Like you circle around the tanks, and then you just burn the fucking city with napalm.
Yo, you brought napalm up so many times. You want to drop napalm on somebody, don't you?
I could drop napalm on somebody if I want to. It's just styrofoam and gasoline.
Like every time we bring up like some kind of military or anything, you say, just put napalm on them.
It's simple.
Well,
Wait,
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Fire is fucking scary. You might not think about it, but you might not have seen a real fire lately.
Yeah, fire fucks shit up, definitely.
Fire. Just imagine fire that burns 3 times as hot and you can't get it off. And throwing water on it makes it worse.
Worse, yeah. Like running
It's like-
around without stop, dropping, and rolling. Like
Yeah, like this is the shit. This is the kind of shit. If you jump into water, it's just gonna make the water catch on fire.
Is that what it
Wow.
does? You can't put it out.
You can't put it out.
Yeah,
It has
you
to
can't.
burn itself out. It has to literally burn itself out.
What do you do? Is there anything
Die.
you can do?
You die. That's what you do. If you get napalm, you die. Your flesh melts off.
Or
It goes
grape
down to
soda
the
on it.
bone.
pour grape soda on it.
Or grape soda. Or put some Robitussin on that bitch.
That's fucked up, man.
Napalm's some serious shit, dude. It is one of the probably worst ways to die. Like people ask me, like, would you rather be burned or drown?
Drowned is bad. Water ever go in your nose?
Yeah, but
like,
apparently when
Ugh.
you die, your brain goes into a state of euphoria. Your brain poisons itself when you drown. So
Mhm.
I would have to say I'd rather drown than burn to death. Because
yeah,
like
I would rather drown than burn to death.
because I could almost convince myself when I'm drowning that it's going to be okay. Like
Yeah.
like I would struggle for a little bit, then I would give up and be like, go to my happy place. You know,
I don't know if
when
this
you
is a myth.
fire, when you fire, it's like this fucking hurts.
It's bad because you saw them people jumping out the. Sorry to bring this up. I know it's sad, but you saw them people jumping out the World Trade. Like man, I'm out.
Let me put this image in your head. Your eyeballs in a fireplace.
That's not
And
fun.
the smoke burning your eyes.
Yeah, literally,
no,
like
your
your
eyes
eyeballs
being
are on
burned.
fire. Yeah,
I don't think you feel a lot in your eyes, though. Like you can get
you
poked.
feel everything. It sets your whole nervous system off
I've heard
But, like,
that,
until it burns
heard-
it.
like serious burn victims, after a while, it's not like super quick, but it's not super long either. Like a really bad burn, it just kills all the nerve endings, and you actually end up feeling nothing. But like the first bit's agony, but then afterwards you don't feel anything.
What about after you survive it and you're in bed and like your skin like latches onto the sheets and shit,
Ugh.
and like
Dude,
they have to
there's-
like
we're just
bandage you.
coming up with like 10 reasons to kill yourself, and being like 90% burnt, like I don't know, 8-degree burns or some shit. Like that's one of them. I couldn't handle that. Fuck that. That's no life. That's no life.
I mean, like, man, when everything you touch, you leave parts of yourself on. It's time to shoot yourself in the head.
Yeah, it's time to go. I think. I'm in complete agreement with you. I'm just like, nope.
It's drowned. It's got to be drowned. I know White Boy picked burnt the last time this question got asked.
Did I?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I would rather drown in napalm. Just get it over. No, that
What
would be
about you?
horrible.
What about you? Drowned or burned?
I don't know, man. I probably would have to pick drowned though.
Yeah, black people don't.
Because-
Black people, I know. I'm surprised a black person ever committed suicide. They about living.
Yeah, we don't like dying. We don't like dying. That don't even sound right. Like,
it's
they like dying over there. Like he died 7 times. Like,
Yeah.
It's like
Dying's
Jive. You want to go?
biggest
You
fan.
want to go to a place where we can have Kodiak bears and we might get to see one? No.
hmm
Oh, do you know
like
what,
like somebody brought up what movie was that? Somebody, it was one of those like a vampire movie or something, and then somebody had like eternal life, like they live forever. Matter of fact, it was a lady. She was buried, and then like somehow I don't know. She was
Queen
like
of the
owning
Damned?
slaves or something.
Yeah, that's the sequel to Interview with a Vampire, that terrible
Yeah.
movie with Aaliyah and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
And then
Queen
she
of the
like
Damned.
lived forever, but she wanted to die or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's
But
Queen of the Damned.
would you want to live forever?
No, it would suck.
And then
Yeah.
you like, I meet y'all guys, and then y'all grow old and die, and I'm just here
Here's
alone.
one thing I've never experienced yet in life. I've lost people that I've known close to me, but I've never lost like a family member yet, like a
Yeah,
true
I know what you mean.
close family member. My grandma's still alive. My great grandma died, but like my grandma's still alive. My mother's still alive. My father's still alive. I can only imagine what would happen, like if somebody was like to shoot my brother in cold blood or something like that. Just the rage I would have inside of me.
Yeah.
It's like I couldn't take it sitting down. I literally couldn't. Like my buddy, my cousin or nephew, whatever the hell he is, he had a daughter who got ran over by her boyfriend while he was in the house. Like he was in the house and his two daughters were outside and both of their boyfriends were fighting each other. They didn't like each other. So one of the boyfriends gets in his Explorer to try to run the other boyfriend over, and his daughter jumps in front and he ends up running her over and crushing her head. So he comes out and sees this shit.
Oh gosh.
And like I know it's wrong and heartless, but I asked him when he was telling me this story, and I'm like, how'd you not shoot him? Like, what part of you did not go back into the house and grab your shotgun and blow his ass away right there? Like, that would have been my only answer. I would have killed him
Yeah, that's
so badly. Like, he's one of those motherfuckers I would have had to kill twice. Like, I
That's
literally would have had to,
definitely-
like,
temporary
I
insanity. You
I would
getting off
probably
with that?
say that most of it's shock. Like,
Did he answer?
he said, I don't know, dude. I don't know. But he turned to drugs real bad afterwards, though. Like, he turned into a big pill head. Like,
Wow.
his whole life went
Take
off,
the pain
the
away.
rail. Yeah.
I would assume it's shock. I would assume that your whole body goes into shock.
Non-belief, yeah.
Yeah, and you just can't, like, you're not processing the information. I think when you sit here and say that like it's a story, we can visualize it and think about it and think about the emotive pulls that might occur.
Yeah, dude. What does it make you feel in your chest when you hear something like that? Just put yourself in that position. You got your daughter, and she's fucked up. Her head's flattened by a tire, and just because these two guys are mad in the front yard, it's like, how do you convey that emotion? Like, how do you take that emotion and do nothing with it? Like,
Yeah,
I mean-
that's bad.
I'd kill his whole family. I literally would. I make it sound like a movie, but no. I would have shot him in the yard. I would have gotten my fucking truck with a box of shells. I would have drove over to his family's house and killed them too. There was no way I was gonna make it through that day without retribution.
That'd be a horrible thing to see. Like, just the visual of it, like just
Yeah.
thinking about it, and maybe you hear a story that your daughter's died.
Whew.
That's bad, and dealing with that emotion. But seeing it, like it being right there,
There's this story in the UK going on at the moment. A young girl, 13, 14, disappeared. And the latest revelation today was that the family were devastated because police had found body parts in a house near where she lived. And I'm just like, this is what right, okay, so you're a parent, right? And all the terrible things that go through your head when your child's missing, like what's happened to them, is someone, doing exactly that to them, like the worst things you could possibly think of. Imagine being told, like, whether the police told them or not, it came out in the press, right? So they read body parts, like not an entire, I can't even frame that. It's one thing to have like a daughter die or something or go missing or whatever, but just like, we might have found bits of her. Just
Yeah,
like,
you
fuck
definitely
me.
you want to kill somebody in the spot.
That's on a whole nother level. Like I can't deal with that.
I like here another thing I can't understand is like when people are like in the court setting, like you're in the courtroom looking at the motherfucker that killed your shit. Like you're just looking at him.
And sometimes they
And
smile.
smile, they
Yeah,
smirk.
those are the crazy.
I'd had to Samuel L. Jackson that motherfucker. I seriously would. I'd had to shoot him while he was in the police custody.
Yeah, definitely, man.
That's why they
That's
have metal
crazy.
detectors in courts now, don't they? In America.
Yeah, do they? Yeah, they do. Like you're not. But I wouldn't care. Like seriously, wouldn't. I'd walk through the metal detector.
Well, he'd be in custody. You wouldn't be able to get the only time that you're physically in the same space is in the trial room.
Right? Yeah, they make it that way. It's like justice. Justice. This motherfucker gets to live. That's justice. I don't want to see him in the gas chamber. I want the motherfucker alone with me. 5 fucking minutes.
But
Give
that's
me
why-
some
but that's
medieval
why it's-
weaponry.
But that's why it's justice, right? So the law, the basis of the law. Someone called me the English lefty. I'm just channeling lefty right now. Like the law, right? Okay, 1080p. Sorry, lefty. That's a joke.
60 frames per second.
Yeah, no, it's a joke. It's a joke. Don't mean it harshly at all. But the law is supposed to be like objective and not personal. That's the point of it. Is that we recognise that we can't make good judgment calls if we're personally invested in something. So the idea of the law is that somebody objective, does it, and the rule of law is incredibly important. And whether it's always like delivers justice to the families of victims or whatever is certainly up for debate, because quite a lot of the time it doesn't, but I would say like 90% of the time it gets it right. So
Going back to the live forever thing, I think eventually, if you can live forever, that means that your body is like made of super steel and it can't melt or anything. Eventually, you're gonna just be floating in space or like stuck to the sun because of gravity, something like that. So that'd be very boring. But as a human, I'm very interested, like especially now being in this time in human history where it's the best time to live. I want to see where it goes and how it progresses and how the story ends. But then, like dealing with death and things like that, I think if you're a vampire, one, you either have vampire family members that don't die, or eventually, if you were like some mutant and you had regular parents and stuff, they will eventually die. But I don't think you're gonna get close. Like it's gonna be weird because you can't like have a relationship and like married to somebody for 60 years and then they're aging and you're the same.
That's what always happens.
I think,
Yeah, like-
I think you can, but I think that everything changes. Like the idea of a relationship is very different to that immortal person than it is to everybody else. I think because they live such a unique life that they can't. We cannot understand their mindset because they see things so differently.
I think when they first, get that life, that forever eternal life, it's cool. Like for the first 2 cycles. And then the third one, they're like, all right, I saw him grow up and die. Then the 4th one, him grow up and die. And then they'd be like, damn, like this sucks.
I bet
like,
you you'd be very lonely. I think
No,
Yeah.
you just be very good at the hooker place.
that too.
I mean, you eventually give up trying to have relationships and you just go buy hookers.
And then Wings, you got to keep moving. You can't still live in Utah. Like I can't live in Utah and then
Utah
Just
out of nowhere.
forever.
Utah hate.
no, I'm just saying like no, I'm just saying I'm
Drummer
just
alert,
using
Jive
Utah.
Turkey.
This
Jive
guy
Turkey,
Jive
kills
Turkey, just living here. I'm in Philly forever. Like they're like, what the hell? Why didn't this motherfucker die yet? They'll send the cops at me to kill me and shit because they kill everybody.
Is that episode? Well, 2 episodes of X-Files, isn't there? The Tombs episode. This guy
Oh, I
does.
didn't see that one.
It's about a guy who lives forever, but to live forever, there's always like some horrific thing that they have to do. This guy has to eat people's livers, and he has to have them straight out of the body. So he has to murder people, and basically it's a story of like how he's existed since the 1800s because they find photos of him and he's always moved around and stuff like that. I think if I was one of the only people that lived forever, like first of all, I'd want to know if there were others like me. That's the first thing I'd want to know, right? And then I'd want, like, you're in a privileged position. You're there to see all of humanity's mistakes and triumphs. So you could be an incredibly influential individual. Like, if over a long enough time scale, you could be incredibly important to the human race. Like, if you think about it like that way, you could.
Like you could actually.
Yeah, but in the history books, like, all right, you're in the history books 100 years ago, like, and you're still here, motherfucker. Like,
You'd have to be like Charles Dance. You'd have to be the power behind the throne. You could never be king, but you could be an important advisor. Because you'd learn every language. You'd travel the world. You'd learn every language to fluency, right? Because you've got all the time in the world. Like, you could do absolutely everything.
I've always wanted to see what happens when population gets too big. Like with modern medicine, like it is, and people living longer and longer and longer, our population is just going to keep going up. So that eventually we can't feed everybody. So I figured it's either that's going to happen or climate change is what's going to actually be the downfall of the human race, and it's going to be the next big killer. Because there's going to be the big killer, one that kills off like 2/3 of us.
Zombies.
It's not going to be zombies, white boy. It's going to be hungry motherfuckers or cold
And they're going to start
motherfuckers.
eating other people because they're so hungry. They're going to get mad cow disease and eventually turn into zombies and have the thirst and the hunger for other people.
I think zombies will exist, but it'll be because people are hungry.
yo,
like
white boy
cannibals.
wants zombies so bad. Wings
What-
want to drop napalms on people.
We can team up. We can take out the zombies very easy.
See, I
With
think
napalm.
Exactly.
it's quite a good. I think it's quite a nice idea to think about. Like, what's going to be the thing that takes us out? I don't think food will ever be a problem, and the reason I don't think food will be a problem is because if you look at the United States since the war, you look at wheat or maize production and how it's taken over the food economy of the United States and the diet, and that's had loads of negative effects like obesity and diabetes and all that kind of stuff. But it was done because one industrialist farmer didn't want there to be a famine like there was in the 30s with the Dust Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why they use maize so heavily now is because it grows fucking quick as fuck, it's cheap as fuck to produce, and has multiple uses, right? So you've got like replacements.
They also can get it so it can grow really. It's a plant that will grow really close to each other, not infringe.
Exactly. So it's now to the point where it's like a super plant, right? So I don't think hunger will ever be the killer. I actually think access to clean water will be very difficult. Or pollution so extensive that we destroy large parts of the ecosystem and it collapses. So
The clean water is one thing, but like we can drink ocean water. It's not like we can drink it straight out the ocean, but we can make machines that can siphon the salt out of the ocean water if it gets to that.
yeah, no, you can.
I mean, like it's not like it's the salt's there. It's like always going to be there. No, it can. It's just more expensive to do it. That's why we don't do it.
Yeah, and power as well. Like there's a really good article in a journal called The New Scientist, which says that we now currently live in the age of plenty, right? So most people have smartphones that use rare earth minerals. You know, China has created an economy in dealing with these incredibly precious and rare earth elements. What happens to the generations in the future who don't have access to all this? We now live in the age of plenty. And there's a bit in Interstellar, which is a great film, the recent science fiction film, where they're dealing with that, where it's a world post this age of plenty. Like there will be a time.
Interstellar has a problem because they've grown so much food that they stripped all the minerals out of the ground.
Yeah.
And they can't grow certain types of food anymore.
Yeah.
That's the interstellar downfall, and that's a very possible thing. That's why farmers grow things in sections. Like one year you do corn, one year you do okra, because they take different minerals out of the ground and allows the minerals to replenish themselves.
Yeah.
And that's why they burn and stuff.
Look at wings.
What?
No, I'm just saying, you know a lot, man. That's good.
So you
Hey,
don't think
look
it's
at
gonna
my
be?
boy Wings.
You don't think it's got to be war or nukes or?
I think it's going to be climate change. I think climate change is what's going to get us because too many people have too many stupid ideas about climate change and ignore it. They straight up fucking ignore it.
Well, the real, I mean, sorry for being such a fucking painful liberal here, right? But the real truth is that we don't talk about these issues like adults. We don't have adult conversations about this. We allow idiots who are very rich to interject into the conversation and say, oh, well, it's the same line of thing. Evolution is just a theory. Climate change is just a theory. There's a lot of dissenters in the scientific community. No, there's not. You've just made that up, and you're on Fox News, and you're saying these things because it goes with your agenda. But
I don't understand.
It doesn't actually solve the problem, right? You do realize that these people, they don't realize you're actually harming the human race. Right? By doing that, you're
viciously
destroying our future.
I've seen a study where they talked about how climate change is going to usher in an ice age very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And like North America is going to be gone. We're talking about negative 60-degree fucking summer days.
It's getting fucked up now. Like you could tell. Like the winters are colder, the summers are warmer, hotter.
Wasn't it one of you that said like December or January is the new December, and then February is the new January? Like it just feels like it's not. As a kid, I felt like it got cold in November and December. Now it's like pretty warm, and it's just getting kind of pushed back. Is that just
wow?
me?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And there's been a crazy amount of snow.
Like January, February, and March now are the coldest months in South Carolina. Like December is not even fucking cold. January, February are winter.
You know what else is weird? There's still geese around my neighborhood. Usually they've already
Went south?
Leave.
Yeah. They just stay around.
They're
like,
lazy now. Like,
fuck that flying, man.
Yeah, they be chilling now. I noticed that.
Yeah, I think climate change is what's going to take us out realistically.
Why are the geese and stuff only in Philly? They're only in parking lots.
I don't know.
Always wanted to know that. Like in Philly, they're only in parking lots. I remember one time we got a parking lot around 3 blocks away from where I live, like 3 city blocks. So they go crazy over like some McDonald's fries.
Yeah.
I put some fries on my roof and then I started slow driving and then they noticed it. So they're flying to my car and shit. And then I start driving and driving and driving and go to my street. It's a block called Roundhouse Street, like the hoodest fucking block in Southwest. I pull up and then the geese are still flying, like trying to get them shits. And then they get them and then they just leave. They went right back to the parking lot. I'm like, damn, I thought we was going to get some geese on that block.
That's survival of the fittest right there, because they know they're going to get fed there. That happens at our local Walmart. We don't have geese. We have things called seagulls. Yeah. And people really fuck with seagulls.
That's actually what they are. I just was saying,
But like the seagulls, that I don't know what it is, but people take those Alka-Seltzer tablets.
I tried that.
I heard about that.
Does that make them explode?
They do. They explode. Like they'll flick the Alka-Seltzer tablets out to them, and their stomach will explode, and like they'll start bleeding out of the beak and stuff.
Dude, that's fucking horrible.
That's
like,
cool.
It's like,
you ever do it, Wings?
I've never done it. I've seen it done though.
I tried it as a kid. I wasn't successful. But I'm just picturing Jive. Like, what if you had a car that looked like a bird? And you just put a lot of food on it, and you're just going down the street, and there's like you're like leading the pack, and there's like 50 birds with you. That'd be like
that's like a funny prank.
That'd be
like
so
that
funny.
dog car in Dumb and Dumber.
Hey, thinking about it, when the world goes to hell, we know how to kill seagulls now. You put fries on top of the car, and they give them Alka-Seltzer.
Yo, they was going crazy for them fries. You ever go to like a beach? Like I was in Miami and my ex, she had like a sandwich or something. And she pulled like the sandwich out. Yo, they was just hovering over her like this. Like, I'm like, yo, put that sandwich away. Or I'm gonna walk off. Like,
I live in a coastal town, so I live 50 yards from the beach. There's a McDonald's in the center of town. And there's, where I live, there's like a big L-shaped part of the main street. And on this street are loads of old, like, 18th century banking buildings. They're like old Georgian, beautiful architecture. And all the birds, like, are on the top of the architecture, right? And outside the McDonald's, they've taken to like just like swooping and like I had a double cheeseburger in my hand once, like eating it down the street. I was talking to a friend. I turn away. I turn back, and the fucking seagulls bit my hand trying to get this fucking double cheeseburger. Their little fucking beaks have got like little like teeth on them.
Little
It cut
teeth
my
in 'em.
hand. I was like, motherfucker! Just threw the burgers. Like, fuck that. They're getting like aggressive
Like they
now.
hungry as fuck, man. Yeah.
Stupid birds.
Seagulls
What about-
around the world approve of McDonald's.
Yeah, they do.
Changing the subject. What about these idiots? Sorry if you guys or know somebody that did it, but
Or you might be an idiot.
yeah, exactly. Sorry if you're an idiot, but people are actually buying snow from
Buying
Boston. Y'all
snow.
heard about this?
No.
I've never heard no shit like
Yeah,
that.
I heard it.
Like, who fuck buys snow?
They're selling the snow that fell in Boston. I guess it was record-breaking snow. You know, snowfall.
How do you keep snow?
They're selling it like $89 for a bottle or something, and then they're
$89?
shipping it overnight. Yeah, $90. They're shipping it overnight in like this container. Like, man,
This is the greatest thing since bottling water.
I
You
know.
should get in on this.
and
You should be
they're
selling Boston
selling.
snow that's from Philadelphia.
And you'll get snow
That-
connoisseurs.
I was thinking about it. Yo, they're selling it though.
You'll get snow connoisseurs who treat it like wine. Nah, Boston snow's not as good as Philly snow. Everybody
It
knows.
doesn't matter. Just sell them Boston snow from Philadelphia.
Right? They're gonna be like, hold up, this came from Philly.
Yeah, they'll taste it. They'll be like, it's a bit more metallic on the palate. It's
Philadelphia
obviously
snow,
New
for
England
be
snow.
fairness, will be yellow.
But if you wanted to see snow that bad that you will go on eBay or Amazon or wherever and buy snow, what are you gonna do when you get it? Put it in a freezer?
Build a little snowman.
Yeah, surely build a little snowman.
It's a bottle though. It's like what? Like,
$90,
It's-
like around that size, like around that size.
you
They
know,
were
it's like you
stuffing
can
the
build a
snow in there.
snowman with this.
That's
Like
crazy.
Maybe-
they were
maybe people just
literally
want
they
it.
probably build little mini snowmen.
Like, I can kind of understand if you live in Los Angeles and you have a lot of money, you want to experience snow, but I don't. Why?
Take a trip.
It's like those motherfuckers that get like Alaskan spring water and like where they get
Yeah.
like a natural spring and like keep it in their house and bullshit. It's fucking water.
I saw something crazy like this. It was on a TV. Sorry to change subject, but on a TV show I saw it was about the Amish, right? You're
Crazy,
from the
though.
States. You know what the Amish are. I'm not going to sit here and explain. to
Run
you.
them down next time, John. Run them down.
Yeah. So it's similar to buying snow, but right. So basically, like when they grow up, they're allowed a year where they go out and have sex and do drugs or whatever, see what the real world's like, and then they come back. And if they come back from that, then they're Amish, right? So they make that decision, commitment to God, and all that kind of stuff. And there's a documentary series that filmed these Amish youths, and they came to England and all that kind of stuff. And these motherfuckers had never seen a beach. They'd never seen the sea. Like, ever. Because they don't have
You know, they never
televisions.
seen Eddie. Some English dick. You should have showed him.
Yeah. Well, they were all like
England.
super Christian, right? So they got really conservative values. So
They
they
sucked
were
plenty of dick.
they were like no dick please, we're Amish, you know, on their t-shirts and stuff
They're
like
like on the beach with dresses and shit.
Yeah, yeah. It was amazing. And like they took like bottles of seawater like it was this amazing thing. So I can kind of understand the snow in the bottle thing. I agree with Alex. I can kind of get it. $90 though.
But
come on.
but if you're rich, like just take a trip.
yeah. Why would you go
If you're
skiing?
spending $90 on motherfucking snow, you need to start donating to charity.
Yeah, definitely.
Start with Twitch TV/Wings of Redemption.
Yeah.
Seriously, whoever, I don't know, how do you even market that? Like, how do you be like, all right, like how would you put that on eBay and get views? Like,
Hey, that-
you know what I mean? Like, how can some?
That one who searches for that first off, but that one motherfucker just like microwaved a Majora's Mask 3DS and trying to sell it for $11,000.
That's cool.
There's all kinds of shit on eBay.
There's just
Yeah,
I
eBay
swear
is crazy.
out there's people with loads of I swear this is true. There's people with so much money that the old saying they got so much money they don't know what to do with it, where that's literally true. where they have
Yeah.
so much that they're like, I literally cannot think of anything else to spend my money on. I know the internet. And then they're like, oh, well, this and that and whatever.
Who searched for that? Who said snow? Oh, somebody's selling snow.
eBay Snow. Let's see what comes
Maybe they
up.
looked for Jon Snow or something like Jon Snow
It
costume.
had to,
Oh, they're selling
it
real
had to-
snow.
it had to be like an alternate search. Like you'd be looking for like snow skis or maybe like a snowsuit,
Yeah.
and
You
like
need
it popped up.
Motherfucker, we got snow. Shit, you want snowshoes? We got the actual thing.
I'm sick of people complaining that they can't make it in America. All right,
Right?
You just-
We selling snow.
there's a lot of idiots out there buying
Authentic.
fucking snow.
Look, I got it right here. Authentic 2015 Boston, Massachusetts blizzard snow. $99.99. 18 people watching it. So there's 18 people that've got bids in for
18
this.
people
lot
like,
of
you know
stuff.
what? I'm going to swoop in and get it.
Yeah, they're trying to eBay snipe someone.
Yo,
Oh, I could get a real bargain here.
Returns are not accepted.
this is return. Yeah, it's going to be water by then, dirty water.
I love the internet, man.
This is a little old. I know y'all probably saw this when I talked about it in the commentary. But a guy, he had sex with a snake.
Yeah, I saw that video.
He literally, if y'all didn't see the video, he put his dick in a snake.
Yeah,
Like down
you
the
said
mouth?
that. No, in the actual where the eggs come out
The
of.
fucking pussy of the snake.
How small is his dick? Like, come on.
No, he had an
I'm
average
not
size.
gonna lie. He had not like mine or anything, but he had an average sized dick. Like he had like a, it
It's
wasn't
like
one
a
of those.
6-inch dick.
Yeah, like the boy, he. Ew.
Jive is
He
so
fucking-
shocked he can't even talk.
And the snake was used to it. The snake was used to it because the snake just was like, oh, well, whatever. This is my boo. That was his bae. Like,
I mean, snakes do eat like rats and like deer and whatever, so they're used to expanding.
I take
Yeah.
shits too, white boy. I don't even think anything the size of a turd going back up my butt.
yeah, like that dude, but he loosened the snake up. Like he was a veteran at fucking the snake.
Just-
Like he put his finger in the snake, then he put a couple more in there, and the
I
snake
watched that
just-
video and I was sort of thinking the entire time, like, how do you keep the erection? Like, how many times have you ever fucked a bitch and you lost your erection while fucking a bitch, but you keep it during the snake?
And you think what are you thinking about?
Snakes. I think, oddly enough, I think this could only ever happen in a case where someone genuinely is attracted to animals. Like, I mean, that does exist, right? That is a
Gotta
thing.
be. Got
It's-
to. You
it's
see the
not-
fucking video.
Like, everyone usually, like, bestiality and stuff, it's just, because they didn't have a woman around or they didn't have a man around, whatever, right? Whatever they want to fuck. It wasn't there, so they fucked anything they could. No, I think there are people out there who look at your dog when you're walking and like, some fucking sexy back legs on that.
Wait, was that a sniff? Like they tried to get a whiff of the dog?
Exactly.
Yeah, they're trying to smell their dog's ass.
Nasty
That's that connoisseur
motherfucker.
up them. They're like,
What's the sexiest?
Pomeranian,
What's the sexiest animal?
Ooh.
baby goat,
A baby goat?
a baby goat. You ever see those motherfuckers?
They are pretty. They're fun. I like those videos. There's a lot of viral videos of goats. It is the year of the goat, by the way, this year.
Probably a cat.
Yeah, I was gonna say a cat, a black cat,
Yeah.
like a smooth, short-haired black cat. I think.
Probably a cat. What the fuck are we
I'm
talking
not
about?
going to agree. Yeah, that's pretty weird. Let's just move on. Because I do have a black cat.
Yo, but what
Don't
made
let it
him
near
say?
me, white boy.
What made him come home from work or whatever he was doing and say, I'm going to fuck that snake? I'm going to fuck you. Like, you know
So
what?
You sitting up in that cage all day tempting me?
Yeah, like come here, little girl.
I
Come
wonder
here,
if he talks
baby.
to it. I wonder. Oh God, can you imagine if he talks dirty to it?
Like you sticking your tongue out at me? Huh? Do it again. I'm gonna fuck you. The snake just,
You never seen the guy who get a blowjob from the snake?
no.
There's a video of a guy getting his dick sucked by a snake.
Oh god.
It's probably trying to eat it.
I guess it's more deep throating than anything
Yeah,
else.
it's trying
But
to swallow.
Yeah,
his
because you
dick.
know the snake is probably just swallowing and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
snakes swallow shit whole and then break it down.
Like gulp.
You
Here's-
see that guy? You see that guy who put on like a protection suit so that he couldn't be crushed and got swallowed by an anaconda?
He gave out. Like he gave up within like I guess there was like a 2-hour special, and then there was like 2 hours leading up to the actual thing, and he tapped out within like 10 minutes or something.
like,
You can try it.
Did he go head first or feet first?
He would have died head first.
No, he had like a special suit on. That
He had to have his own oxygen and everything.
Yeah. So he couldn't be crushed. The suit was built so that he couldn't physically be crushed.
So he had oxygen? Like
Yeah,
he
who
had a,
He had like a
Watched it.
tank and
that's crazy.
Like who watched it? Like seriously.
I've never seen it.
I never
just
saw
heard
it.
about
But
it.
I was just like, why the fuck? I mean, are we just
Like
inventing
White
stupid
Boy
ways
says
to
he
die
gave
now?
up. Did he give up? Did he at least attempt to be swallowed?
Yeah, for a little bit, but he just tapped out. I think it was wasn't it? The snake was hugging it, or like what's it called when they coil around?
Constricting.
Constrict. Yeah, I don't know. I just heard about it on I think some other podcasts. I think Joe Rogan talked about it maybe.
That's fucking weird, man. What inspires you to do
How
that?
big was this guy? Like y'all never seen it, so y'all wouldn't know. But like how
It's like
big
an average
was this
dude. Like,
Like 5'9"?
Would you rather drown or get ate by a snake?
drown. Fuck that.
Drown.
Getting eaten alive by an animal is
Yeah, I wouldn't want
terrifying
to
to
get
me.
eaten by anything.
Terrifying. Like the idea,
Yeah.
I especially, I don't know why. I think it's because I've seen Grizzly Man, but getting eaten by a bear is just like prime evil. Like, just completely wigs me out. Just
It's
I
like
don't know.
instincts, like
Yeah.
you're from
It's like-
our past forefathers
Yeah.
who survived out there. Do you ever see those videos where it's in like Africa and there's a lion eating the back, like the legs of a pig or something, and the pig's still alive, or a zebra?
Yeah.
Those are pretty bad. There's a lot of cool videos from Africa though. Like I love watching documentaries.
I like that nature shit
animals.
too.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see.
Like the hyena is walking up, but he's not. He's just badgering with the lion because he's waiting for his friends to come up.
Oh, there's some videos where like the animal's still running, but its guts are coming out.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah,
It's been a pretty gross show so far. There's a lot of gruesome shit.
this
We're
was a
just trying to gross
gory.
everybody out. Should we do some?
This was a gory.
I found the video.
You put it in there. Pause.
I put it in. It's that last link.
Yeah, it's like I'm at
Eaten
1 hour.
alive.
I'm at 1 hour in, and they're not doing it. They're like looking for the snake or something. I
No,
guess they had to
it
fill
starts at like 108.
108
talking about the
or a
sick-
minute and
yeah.
8. Hour
Yeah, I'm
8?
at 111 right now. Yeah, hour 8.
People are weird, man. This is the type of shit if you're a vampire you would try to do, just to say that you could do it.
Damn,
Like-
damn, that's a
It's
big
tapped
ass snake,
out now.
dog. I'm seeing it like red. I can't really focus. Is it just for me seeing in red? Like,
Wait,
I wonder how much he got. I bet you got in his contract that if he got swallowed, he got a big bonus. But if he tapped out, he got paid a lesser amount of money.
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Like how do they get the snake to even want to eat him?
You
It's
gotta
like
put
he
a
was a
stick
pretty
in it.
big thing to eat.
Act like prey. They eat like wildebeest, dude. They swallow massive things.
Act like prey.
Well, that's how you would. That's how you get anything to
Just
attack.
act like just be like,
"Ugh." Yeah. Act scared.
I remember the lead up to this more than actually say. Like I remember people getting upset because like you're going to kill a snake for entertainment.
Yeah, the outcry about it was the reason why it's supposedly unethical is because when anacondas eat like that, they expend an exceptional amount of energy and calories doing that, and they need.
Well, he has to get out their stomach. The anaconda's not going to shit him out. They got to cut him open.
I'm pretty sure. Well, never mind. Because they constrict it first and then they eat it. I thought it was just a test of them trying to just getting choked out by it. That'd be so scary if you're in that position.
Just imagine watching that shit. You know, just like it's like literally there. You see your boy over there getting fucked up by a snake.
But why would you do it? This is the thing I don't understand.
That's what I was gonna say. Like why?
That's white people, man.
True.
It has to be a white motherfucker.
I don't think no black guy would do that.
No. That's like a Dave Chappelle.
Anybody ever seen a black guy do something crazy?
I see him do dumb stuff.
Other than like gangbanging.
Like to put him in a coffin. That dude, like he just do like crazy
I doubt
shit.
there's like black guys on a corner in America like, yo, I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna slap that cop right in the face. No one's doing that.
Like pranks and shit.
Yeah,
I don't know. They be doing some dumbass shit.
Yeah.
I don't think nobody would just slap a cop, but
Someone's
hold up. You saw the guy? He was pillow fighting everybody.
No, I haven't seen that.
He would just walk up with a pillow, and then like Wings is walking down the street, and then he'll just throw you a pillow and shit. Then y'all both would start pillow fighting.
Yeah,
I would. I wouldn't be angry at that. I don't.
Yeah. People was like, "What the fuck? Oh, you hitting me? I'm hitting your ass back!" Like, and then he did it to like a cop or something, and then the cop like arrested him.
Yeah, he threw the pillow, and the cop arrested him for assault.
Yeah. Fucking crazy. That was
assault
funny,
with a deadly weapon.
Well, technically, if you get your spit on a cop, that's assault too. So, like if you're talking with like if your saliva like spurts from your mouth, like where you're talking, it hits a cop in his face, he can arrest you for assault.
You ever spit on anybody?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, I've certainly spit on people.
I had someone try and break my leg in a game of football, like really try and hurt me, and I spat on him.
Spat.
Because it's the only thing that I thought was enough of an insult. Because it's.
I didn't spit on. I spit on like a person's shoe.
I never spit on anyone.
I never did it.
I just actually even thinking about that made me so angry. I completely blacked out then for about 2 seconds. Like I just remember that. What's the time you were the most angry in your life? I think that's probably the most momentary angry I've ever been. Is when someone really tried to hurt me, like playing sport. Because my attitude about playing sport was like, no, you try and play the game right. You can play tough or whatever, but actually trying to hurt people playing sport is, it's the worst.
I think the angriest I've ever been had to be somewhere in World at War.
What, playing the campaign on Veteran or multiplayer?
Multiplayer. Like, it had to be like somebody shit talking. And like it really bothers me, like if I lose a game and then they leave instantly afterwards. Like that makes me upset. And it used to make me so upset I would like get red in the face. Like I'd literally have to go like get into the other room and wash my face and calm the fuck down. like I literally like I'm sitting there talking to myself, George, you're gonna have a heart attack one day.
Like so mad, like you put water on your face and just steam comes off. Like that
Yeah,
mad.
it's just like it's my face is hot to the touch. It's just upset. Just all the blood rushes to the head. White boy used to get mad at Call of Duty.
Oh yeah. World at War days, Modern Warfare 2 more than anything. Modern Warfare 2 would infuriate me, broken controllers, because there was money on the line to like get a good game.
Yeah, I know y'all was getting that money back then.
How's this fucking snake gonna eat this dude? Like it's trying to bite his head now at like a minute 20.
Well, it distends its jaw, doesn't it? So
it does, but it's so the head's so much bigger than its jaw.
They honestly they swallow like cows and shit.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, I knocked somebody out cold one time playing a pickup basketball game, and he called me a dickhead.
Throwing them elbows. A dickhead.
Yeah, and that's something I call people all the time. But he called me like a dickhead and was like in my face. He like made a layup. Dickhead. I just punched him in his face and like you ever do something and then just regret it like soon as you do it?
Yeah.
Like this guy was like knocked out cold. And I was like
this.
Oh shit. Like, yeah.
You ever seen
he still was like this.
There's
Just on the ground.
There's this boxing like top knockouts video. I don't know why I watched this.
Oh yeah, the dude was still like this.
Dude,
like,
there's one where he just like he gets knocked out like mid punch, and it's like he gets turned to stone because he just falls to the ground like with his arm still outstretched. Like he gets knocked out and just falls completely in place and just like falls sideways. And I was like, that's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Can you imagine how embarrassing that is? Like
a
being
guy
a pro
named
boxer.
Zab Judah got knocked out. It was crazy. Like you know how your pride made him. His pride made him get up.
Yeah.
Like he got knocked down and he got up so quick. His pride made him get up, and then he did something like this. Like you remember Ric Flair, how he used to get hit and then take 2 steps and then face plant like on the ground. He did that. He got hit. He fell. His pride made him get up. And then he was talking to the ref. He did something like this and then face planted. Like, oh my God, it was crazy, man.
You guys ever get knocked out?
Yeah.
Nah,
I did on a trampoline one time. Like I jumped on a trampoline and like I jumped wrong and my face planted right into like the steel bar.
I would bet you jumped wrong.
Trampolines are dangerous.
Crazy, ain't they?
Yeah.
But they're so fun. I love them.
There was there's proper big sport trampolines that they use in like at the Olympics and stuff. And I've been on those trampolines because I did like highboard diving when I was younger as well. I did a lot of sport when I was younger. And those trampolines are fucking dangerous, right? These are like pro mesh ones that will like throw you 30 feet in the air to do all these somersaults and shit. I've seen somebody land wrong on one of those and like the trampoline just like adopts to whatever like shape you make in it. And he just must have like landed at an angle because it just, I mean, literally it flew him across the room.
I was
like,
just about to say
wall.
that, yeah.
And it was like, yeah, he's not getting up for a while.
Hey, white boy, I know you skateboard. You ain't never get knocked out doing that shit?
Nope. I've been pretty good with my skateboarding. That's why I quit. I thought I'm like what's like playing on used time or something. I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to get an injury. So I'll cruise around, but I'm not doing any tricks anymore.
Yeah, white boys escapes right to the liquor store. He don't do no tricks, no ollies.
Smoke weed every day.
I was the one time I got knocked out. I was playing a game of pickup basketball, and there was this really annoying guy, and he was pissing me off. And I just did a layup and went dickhead, and then he just punched me, and I got knocked out.
That wasn't me. He was a black guy.
No, but I did get knocked out during a basketball game. I did.
How did that happen?
It was a turnover.
Like
I shot. I scored. Ran back to half court. As I turned, apparently what happened is I just clashed heads with somebody. I was just out.
Those are the worst. I got
my tooth went through my lip doing that. Like me and we were in like elementary school, and I think we were like knocking on classroom doors or something. So I knocked on the door, like we didn't communicate right, because I knocked on the door, and this is how the classroom doors were. It was like a door here, a door here. But the wall was here, so it was a door here, and the classrooms were this way.
Yeah.
So if you go, y'all know what I mean. So he knocked on this door, I knocked on this door, and we ran this way. Man, when we got caught, and I'm bleeding and shit, I got in trouble and got stitches. Well, I didn't get stitches. I just, let it heal. That's why my lip is a little fucked up, like a little shaped, little weird.
Those are the worst injuries when you're not expecting it or you don't see it and you're running.
Stupid.
And your head just like, it hurts so much just like getting up and like hitting a door or hitting like a a shelf or something, and you don't expect it. Like every time I go under my desk, not every
Yeah,
time, but like
yeah.
it happens all the time when I'm going under my desk and I put my head up and you hit it and it hurts so bad.
Oh man, don't even talk about shit like that. Look at this.
Oh damn!
We was playing basketball. You know the milk crates
Mm-hmm.
in Philly. I'm sure you do it other places too, but in Philly, you cut the bottom of the milk crates out, and then you tie them to like a gate or a fence or something, and you play ball on them. Like it's called crate ball. So I dunked on the crate or whatever, and then I turn around and I'm like, yeah, and then the fucking whole gate fall on my head. Boom!
Oh,
And I didn't cry or anything. And I just remember this was the only time I really got stitches. Like I had to get them here, but I just didn't want to. But this, I had to get stitches for that shit.
we would
I got
steal.
fucked up.
We would steal a whole. We had like a crate for it. There's this gas station that would leave them out, and we just
Mhm.
kept on stealing them. I don't know if they wanted them, but we kept on taking them.
Yeah.
We would like stack them on top of each other and like as stairs, and the
Yeah.
higher you went, just like a ladder. It's very very sketchy.
Fragile.
And like I got to like the fifth one, and I don't know, it collapsed under me, and I just like hit my side on the. I don't know, it was bad.
Y'all got any unnecessary scars? Like
Yeah.
dumb shit?
I got
I
yeah.
don't know if you can see this.
I can see it on your pinky.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
diagonal.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
diagonal. Yeah, I got that from opening a can at a really shitty can opener, and like it had two spots, and it was like there were really small spots. I figured I could take it and like wiggle it, and the top of the can would come off. And what happens? It came off, and I did like this, and I went straight down it and had to get stitches.
That's, I
But
think,
it really scarred.
I've got scars on my right shin, and there's three scars, like a kind of like a scratch mark, like a Bruce Lee claw scratch mark down my leg.
Oh,
And-
like
yeah, kind of, but like
Yeah.
on my shin, so not in a cool area. If it was like across the chest, I'd be here
Uh-huh.
with no shirt on, right? But I was walking down the street and there was a motorcycle accident in the street, but it was the other side of the street to where I was, and a car and a bike, like the bike front ended the car, bang, and the guy went over the roof. He was fine, like, but the way that the car hit the bike broke the gear mechanism, and out of the crash, tinging towards me, came a gear cog.
oh, so this happened like live, like while
Yeah,
you
like
were
live,
there.
right? So you know when something's moving at you so fast that you recognize it's going to hit you, but you know you can't move out the way.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so I saw it bounce, like in front of me, and sparks, ting, and something just made me like try and move my leg, and it hit me, and like I sort of like fell over, like head over heels, and it just if I hadn't moved my leg, it probably would have just been stuck in my leg or gone clean through and cut my leg off. Right, 'cause it was a big
damn.
fucking cog. But the way it happened, it just glanced like, imagine like a gear cog just like slicing the top part of the skin off, and I just had these three massive deep gouges in my leg, and that's the coolest scar I've got. But
I got like stitches like right here. I think as I continue to bald, if I'm balding, I don't know. I'm debating if I'm not, or if I am or not. But
Yeah.
How you
Balding.
debate?
yeah, you're not bald.
okay, thank you. There's some
I am.
confidence. There's some confidence for there.
Damn, wings.
Okay.
That's what balding looks
Well,
like.
you guys are
You're-
older than me,
You're
so
not balding,
we're safe.
white boy.
I just got to keep my testosterone levels up, and we'll be fine.
Well, it's hereditary. It's not
Yeah.
nothing to do with testosterone. If your
Okay.
father has hair, you'll have hair.
Okay, that's good. He was a hairy man. Anyway, I don't know. I just ran my bike into a fence when I was 12, and I could. You know those big turn like you can only go one way. They have them at pools. It was like a pool fence where I crashed into. Like
I
you
know
guys-
what you're talking about.
Oh,
Yeah.
You,
Yeah.
you guys are making me relive shit in my childhood I don't want to relive. Like I'm starting to think about the time I was running and like I was looking back at my brother and I was running full speed. Yeah, I used to run when I was little. But we had this like bird bath that was like a solid brick bird bath.
How tall was it?
It was literally about 4.5, 5 feet. and I hit the bitch dead on, chest first, bow, without
Mm.
looking at it. It just knocked the wind clean out of me. I was like,
Yeah, the wind being knocked out of you is very bad.
it's
Oh, that's
like,
horrific.
Very bad.
Terrific. There was
I was playing football one time, American football,
sorry.
and I got tackled, and it wasn't a bone crushing tackle or anything, but I had the ball like this, and we both fell on the football. Oh my God. I was like, I
It's
couldn't
scary.
breathe. It's crazy. It's
really
crazy,
scary.
man.
oh, like another time I was riding my bike and I came back into the driveway and I hit a hole with the front tire of the bike and it locked up instantly and like threw me
Mhm.
over the handlebars of
that's
the bike.
worst. Oh, that's the worst.
My buddy was Papa William one time, and then the like soon as he was coming down, the wheel came off, and then he
Whoa.
planted into the ground and flipped over.
Oh man.
Bikes
shit
are
was so
dangerous.
funny.
I think I got more injured riding bikes than skateboarding. I had this ramp. My dad built me a little skateboard ramp. He was a carpenter, and like every Saturday we would put it in the parking lot because there's no cars. The business was closed, and half of the reason why I did it was just to have kids go off because everybody had a bike, and they saw a ramp. I could do it too,
Mm-hmm.
and every day someone would fall, and it was that was half the reason because like they were and we would geek them up to do it. We were like, oh yeah, you could do it. I'll show you how to do it, and I did it. I had practice, and they would either like want to do it but not commit fully, and they would go up, and the bike would like the middle of the bike would get stuck on the ramp, and they would just like go
I never,
face
I
first.
never could do the ramp. I would get a head of steam going, and I would get close to the ramp, and I just slam on the brakes.
Yeah,
can
you
never-
were one of
Anything-
the kids that we would prey on, so we would geek you up to do it.
Anything that looked like a ramp, we used to just jump it when we were kids. If it looked like a ramp, we'd just jump it.
Have any of you seen that wonderful video of that kid on one of those little like they're like a little scooter, like flatbed scooter. And have you seen the one with it's like I don't know how old he is, like early teens or something. He like tries to try to make it like a skateboard film or something, and he like jumps this massive flight of stairs with this thing.
I've never seen
I
it.
mean, it's a big drop, and he just hits the floor, and like the whole thing just collapses and just face plants, and is totally knocked out clean. It's like one of the funniest. It's like I'm crying laughing thinking about it. It's like it's something you watch and you know you shouldn't laugh at, but it's fucking hilarious. I'll see if I can find
No,
it
I
on
didn't
YouTube.
see it.
This isn't as hilarious, but y'all seen the Facebook of the guy that has like the Walmart cart, and he's got it like tricked out with like subwoofers and an air conditioning unit.
A card from Walmart.
No.
Oh, it's like you know those little carts like you go get your groceries in a Walmart.
Okay.
He's got one of those, and he's got like big fucking surround sound speakers on it, subwoofers. He's got an air conditioning unit on it, and he's like cruising around the hood with it.
No, I want to see it.
Yeah, those little scooters. It was like when I had the ramp, they were very popular, and those were the perfect tool because they had so much. That was the perfect vehicle for people to fall off the ramp. But you can kind of
What are
fail.
those scooters called?
Dude, I
Race-
found the
like
video.
little
It's the first
razors.
one I put the video in the chat. Like, if this doesn't make you laugh, you're not human, right? That's the video. It's the first one on there. It's so fucking funny, man. Oh my god, it's something just gives me immense joy from watching that.
It's called.
Is it the only one on there?
No, there's others, but
There's
the
the
first
first
one
one.
is the best.
It's called Scooter Fail
Oh,
Station. Oh damn.
damn, he is just done. Damn.
It's like
He's
the
out,
funniest thing
bro.
I've ever seen. I don't know why, it just makes me laugh so
What
much.
makes that funny though? It's like that
Oh,
would
the
suck.
third one is okay. The third one is very bad. That's horrendous. Yeah, you guys got to watch it if you're listening to the podcast. Go
Put that
Scooter
link in the
Fail.
description as well.
Yeah.
I think we said we're gonna put a whole bunch of things in the description, and we never really do it. But
At least
Use
they're
Google,
here
motherfucker.
right
That's what
now.
we're doing.
oh man,
I want to find this thing. Like, this is such a cool ass like little scooter he had, and you put scooter in, it gives you these little scoot bikes.
This one is called Scooter Fail Compilation by Smooths TV.
I think those things are called Mark carts.
Mark carts. I love whipping my cart around in like grocery stores. I got like you put some water in front of it, like in the front of the cart, and it makes the back wheels a little bit more loose, and you can do little tricks. I love putting the cart away. I try to do 360s and stuff on it. It's pretty.
I never even drove on one of those things.
Oh, just like a one that you push, not like a one.
Oh, the actual. Yeah, I always ride on those.
I kind of want to drive one of them. It looks like I like motorized things, like little things like that. I kind of want to get an ATV or like a golf cart or something. I'll probably never use it. I do have a riding lawnmower, which is very fun.
What about those things the cops be riding on?
Oh, the
Like they
Segways.
got the two wheels.
Yeah.
Those look fun, but
Have you seen the woman ride it and then she face plants? There's like a whole bunch of women driving them through like a lobby or something in an office, and one of the women just like fucks up her steering and just ends up just completely face planting. Like, I don't know how you could take yourself seriously on a Segway. Like there's such like there are some modes of transport, some items that humans use that just make us look ridiculous, and Segways are one of them.
it does look stupid.
Segway is like the ultimate like I give up, I'm fat vehicle, right?
Yeah.
It's like
It is bad.
I can understand it's probably designed for like postal workers and shit like that has to walk a lot.
Yeah.
Guess who? I work at the airport, and the only people I see on them are cops. They
Dude,
ride-
that's the only people that can afford them. Aren't they like 20 grand or something like that?
No, they're like, for the, you know how we throw away money.
They should
Segway.
if cops are on them, surely they should have like a little siren on the front of it. Come on, please, that would be the
Yeah,
best.
they don't have that, but
Oh, damn it.
Oh, they're not 20 grand, but they a nice one like this police security one with sirens is 5 grand. Here you go, Eddie.
Oh, what? So they do have sirens?
Yes, they have police ones with sirens, and they say police on them,
It's just
and they have like little compartments for the cuffs and stuff.
Oh, this is just like a fucking Monty Python.
that one looked
sketch.
nice. That looked like a toy, though.
It can go 25 miles. It can get up to 12 miles an hour.
Wow.
That is fucking booking.
Shit, right.
No, 12 miles. You ever go 12 miles an hour on something that isn't a car?
My
I'm
feet?
sure
What
I
the
drive.
100-meter sprinters sprint at? It's like 18 miles an hour, isn't it, or something?
Yeah, I mean, like very good ones, but like the average person runs about 12 to 13 miles an hour or less.
Yeah, it's
You guys ever run down a hallway?
That's like a really good sprint.
Do you feel faster running down like a hallway? If you guys
Well, that actually is
like
I forgot what it's-
aerodynamic or something.
there's an effect of that because my brother was talking about it. My brother, he was in 2 terms in Iraq. He did one in the Cornwall Valley and one in Baghdad, and he would talk about driving in the desert with the Humvees, and now you could go like 80 miles an hour and feel like you're doing nothing because there's nothing to judge your speed on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes
Like
sense.
because like the element of speed is based off what you relate to, like light
You
poles
see
and
going
stuff.
by you.
Right. And like when you're in the desert, it's just fucking sand. It's like, how fast are we going? I don't fucking know. And
That's crazy. But I was about to say, you ever realize how slow or how it feels? You know, when you go into like a school section and you got to drive 15 miles per hour, and somebody ahead of you is really doing 15 miles per hour, and you're moving so fucking slow. You're like, oh my God.
the worst part's fucking Walmart. I'm like, you have to go like 5.
Yeah.
Like in Walmart, I'm like, I don't even think my truck can do 5. Like I literally like
Yeah.
have to like let it roll
Stop.
to do 5
You gotta,
miles an hour.
you gotta literally be hitting brakes.
Yeah, it's like the inertia off my truck's force will make it go faster than 5 miles an hour.
Just
Like,
the
who needs to
gear,
drive?
just being in gear.
Is that in
The
like a
fucking-
parking lot or something, Julie?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Walmarts here are fucking gigantic, dude. I don't know if they're in England, but here
Yeah,
they're
I
like
know them.
bigger than football fields and they got stadium sized parking. and you have to drive 5 miles an hour. It literally takes you like 10 minutes to go across the Walmart in Conway, going at 5 miles an hour.
That's crazy.
Do you ever drive in, but like, you said there's a big parking lot. There's not always 1,000 people at Walmart. Do you ever like drive in the parking spots and go fast? You know what?
No,
That's dangerous. That's very dangerous. Like I almost hit somebody a few days ago with doing that.
Well, you're not allowed to cross over the parking spots like that. That's
Oh, like through to the other side.
right. Like he's talking about driving through it to get to like other parking spots. Like around here, cops like hang out at Walmart because all the kids want to hang out at Walmart and they want to get the easy tickets off the kids. So they'll hit you for that all the time.
Oh yeah.
So you got to actually use the aisles and go up and down where I'm from.
Imagine
Like,
just
oh, it's
sitting in a Walmart car park with a fucking speedometer. Oh, he went 7. That's a ticket.
Well, they don't do you for speeding. They get you for like improper lane change. I think that's what they hit you with there.
But it's not a street. I guess I don't know.
It's private property is what it is. It's not really public property at all. Walmart bought and paid for the parking lot. They set the speed limit and everything else. Like technically there shouldn't be a speed limit. It's whatever fucking Walmart wants you to do.
Yeah. I think a parking lot is what, 10? I think a parking lot is 10 miles per hour, something like that. Or 15.
Here's something a lot of people don't really know. I found a lot of people don't know. White in the United States, white is the speed limit. Yellow is a suggestion.
Oh, what, on signs and stuff?
Correct. Like you'll see a sign that has yellow and say 45. They suggest you go 45 because the road up ahead is treacherous. But you're not required to.
Yeah. I never listen to the speed limit. I always go like 10 or 15 above it.
9, you're fine. 10, you're mine.
Oh yeah. Freak ball.
How many speed tickets you got, Jive?
Honestly, I didn't get one since 2005. And I got a real good driving record, man.
In England, you can't, when you get caught for any sort of driving offence, you can get points on your licence, and what that means is your licence has 12 points. If you accumulate those 12, I think speeding is 3.
Yeah, kind of the same thing.
Like,
same systems here.
Yeah,
you get it every year, right? You can get those points back.
Yeah, you can. They expire over time, but if you accumulate all 12, you get banned from driving for a year.
I got pulled over recently, and it was because of my headlight. You know, I just got a missing headlight. That's it.
Wings just got dropped.
I saw him go like this.
Yeah,
and then just stop.
He was like, I got a speeding ticket. I got to go. He's probably like, these fucking cops.
Look at that face. How long were we recording?
We're just coming up to 2 hours. Should we end it here?
I said I was going to read some reviews on iTunes.
Okay,
oh, yeah.
Go.
Let's do that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got dropped.
He's back anyway.
Nice. Okay. Wait, we can talk about the ISIS and Twitter.
That's true.
You guys want to.
Let's save it. Let's read the reviews. Let's see if somebody got some reviews.
All right. So I haven't really screened these at all. Okay.
Fuck it. We're doing it live.
Fuck it. That's what we do.
Bruh 1719 podcast is great. Love the flow of the show. I listen when I do homework, and it makes it so much more bearable. If you guys are reading this, keep up the good work. You're doing something right.
Thanks, bruh.
Thanks,
that was
dude.
a nice one. I listen to the show after I get home from work. I love it. You guys are hilarious. Wings and White Boy, I've been a fan since Modern Warfare 2. I love your guys' stuff. It's good to see Wings hanging out and having a good time. Jive and Eddie, I didn't know who you guys were before, but I'm glad I do now. I'm always looking forward to more. Keep up the good work. People say keep up the good work and don't stop what you're doing, but like having support, it helps a lot to keep it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
to see
it does.
Nice things like that. Okay, let's get a few more in here. And I like that people are listening to like while they're doing stuff or driving. I got to go to Milwaukee soon, and I hope there's a podcast for me to listen to because I hate driving.
The podcast show might be up.
Yes. Somebody was like, people really listen to this stuff? I'm like, yeah, read the comments. Like,
The
They
pod,
tell you what they're doing.
Jody, dude, I don't know, this is a weird name, but Jody, the podcast show is a chance for me to listen to the realest OGs on YouTube, Jive and White Boy. If you guys ever see this,
The original gangsters.
if I ever see either of you in real life, you can count on me getting smoked up on a blunt. I love the podcast show.
Smoke weed every day.
I live for this on the weekend. Get Marco J says wet for you. Lots of 5 stars too. That's very very kind. So we are
Wet
on iTunes.
for you?
Wet for you. I don't know if maybe wet for Marco J. I'm not sure.
Hey, Marky, if you ever feeling froggy, there you go, buddy.
We need to get a guest soon. It's been 5 episodes. I'm very glad that it's 5 episodes.
Yeah, we
in
got
it.
a good foundation, you know.
Yeah.
I think at least by 10,
We're gonna
or like, you know, we should at least have a guest by then.
I don't think getting
Well,
guests will be
we've been accused of not having a Woody on our podcast, which I don't know if that's an insult or not. I mean, like, Woody's a cool dude,
You mean like having technical
a tech guy, but Eddie is a really good tech guy.
the layouts? I mean, the layout's great.
Everybody should give a props to Eddie. The layouts are
Eddie's
fucking.
doing good. Everybody's doing a good job,
Yay,
man.
me.
Eddie is he's a master.
Yeah, like we don't need a Woody on the podcast.
Like we're just talking. That's what
You mean the personality or
No,
I think
like a tech guy.
there-
Woody's a tech guy. That's when they're saying, "Do you need a Woody?" It's a guy that handles all the technical issues on the side of it.
Yeah.
That's
mean,
what that means.
With the, certainly
Okay.
I have had feedback like that. Certainly with the first 2, we were just, we were still figuring it out. We were using Google Hangouts. Now we're using something else and all that kind of stuff. We're working through it. This is only the 5th episode. And as far as I'm
Yeah.
concerned, last week was a great episode. We got a lot of positive feedback. So thank you guys for that. I thought last week was really good. I thought this week was really good again. We're going to continue to make improvements and stuff. I think in the
gonna
future,
get better?
one of the only things that we could do is if we show a video, like I'll have a setting in OBS, a scene that I can switch to that is my browser so that they can watch at the same time. So we'll have that up and running soon, so don't you worry.
Well, you gotta be careful with that too.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful with that because we got kind of burnt.
Copyrights.
We got burned on a guy called, what is his fucking face? He's the guy with the fucked up teeth that has like meth teeth now. He
Is
used
he
to
a
call.
commentator? What is he?
No, he used to like give people on the internet his number and have them call him.
Oh,
when
I
you're
know who you're
feeling
talking
bad.
about.
And like he
Yeah.
made a video just recently where all his fucking teeth were missing because he was doing drugs and shit.
He did it for Christmas, I think, and he got some donations. He got like $1,000 or something.
Oh, whatever. Like he's fucking loony. Like he needs mental help because like when he was in the PKA drama, he like showed a picture of his dick. Like it just out of nowhere. He's like, dick.
He
pic."
drank his own piss, right?
Yeah.
House of Cards has a reporter on it. I think it's based off Katie Couric or something. Didn't he say he fucked Katie Couric or tried to she wanted the?
I don't know who the hell y'all.
It wasn't
talking.
Katie Couric. It was an older anchor.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
I don't remember. Is it?
that's a little weird. Yeah.
I was fucking with that guy hard when he was on the show. It was like, don't you hate those fat people? Fat fucking whales, just 300-pound land monsters, dude. I bet their fucking skin feels like grease when you touch it.
Didn't he make a rage video where he was like, "Fuck this"? Like he was saying racist
Oh, he was
things?
so upset against Woody. Like he made rage videos and like some reason Woody caught the main flack of that.
Woody
I don't
always
understand why.
Woody gets all the hate. It's kind of funny.
That's because he's too nice.
I wonder what it is. I do actually wonder what it is. Like, some people just attract it and others don't. Like, we've all said some crazy shit, right?
I think Woody gets the majority of the hate because it affects him the most. Like I started.
I know what you mean.
It kind of affects him the most.
He
Like,
responds to it, and then
Yeah.
and people okay.
I don't think the responding is the culprit. I think it just you can see it affect him.
It bothers him. Like his facial expression would just change. Like if he's like this and then you're starting to talk about him, he's like,
So, see, I'm the same way. I let shit affect me, but like it's different kind of shit. Like the shit that affects me is shit that I think it's about me that happens. Like if you're like, well, Wings, you're gonna fucking be homeless and poor and shit. I'm like, damn, this nigga might be
Like
right.
something that hit
You
home.
know?
Like somebody could say,
Yeah.
Woody, you're a black motherfucker. Like, and Woody will be like, oh, yep. Oops.
Maybe
Like-
am I black?
Yeah, like that's crazy. I think Woody just like the reason I don't know.
I mean, the main.
I can't say I don't like Woody, but I just think he's just
I
too
like Woody. I
fucking
do.
nice,
I think
man.
Woody's a really cool person, and he's a really cool person to have as a friend. Like he's not the kind of guy that he's not the kind of guy that will backstab you. He's a very loyal friend, and you know it kind of looks shaky, but like we kind of parted ways on like not bad terms, but like unfavorable terms. But I never would not consider Woody like, you know, like if I needed a tech question answered, I would still ask Woody that tech question. I just feel like we just like drifted apart on a podcast level and on like a YouTube video level and things like that. Our worlds just drifted apart.
One of someone has said this show needs a Woody, and the person explained it to me like on PKA it feels very much like he's the show runner. Do you know what I mean? Like he guides conversations and topics and things like that.
Like you talk, Jordy. You talk, white boy.
Yeah.
You talk.
I talked this episode.
You did. We all talked this
They
episode.
said he talked.
That's the thing I've always disagreed. You don't need a host. Not in a
Never.
podcast. You don't need a host. A podcast should be and always should be just people hanging out, chilling, and talking about different topics. As long as the flow keeps happening, and I don't feel like we have a flow problem whatsoever.
No, I don't think.
I said that in the chat. Somebody was like, "You guys cut each other off too much." I'm like, "We're talking as friends. You know, it's not because I hate anybody or anything. We're talking as friends. When you're talking outside with your homies, do you motherfuckers wait your turn to talk? No.
It's also because there's a time delay as well, especially for me. Like, I'll think you're finishing and I'll start saying something, and you haven't stopped, you know, because I can't tell. So
These motherfuckers never watched a Fox News interview.
yeah. You think we're bad? Watch Bill O'Reilly talk to anyone ever.
Even the president.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wouldn't it have been amazing if Obama just got medieval and was just like, motherfucker, do you know who I am? Shut the fuck up. I don't.
Yeah, I wish presidents were cool
You know
like
who
that.
I am.
But I'd like to see Obama be like, Mr. O'Reilly, look here, you could cut me off one more time. I have one of these gentlemen right here with these black shades on. Hit your life.
Obama has a few funny moments like that. He was talking, I forgot what it was, but he was
I know
like,
what you're talking about, yeah.
it's classified. No, he was like, maybe. No, it's classified. I don't know. I like Obama.
His
I like
best
Obama,
comeback
too.
is he's like, well, I have no more elections to run. This was in the address to the Congress or something. State of the Union. He says, I have no more elections left to run, and like the Tea Party wing like clap and stuff. And then he just turns and he's like, I know that because I've won all of them. And someone edited it. Someone edited it so that he just like someone came in and went boom, drop the mic. Like it was amazing. Just like to think that quickly on your feet.
Yeah, he's a good speaker.
I hate the Tea Party. As I get older, I dislike the Republican Party and the Tea Party more and more.
The
Well,
Tea Party.
they're certainly not my natural allies. Let's put it that way.
Well, you're English, but I doubt you have to deal with the United States
No,
Republican.
we do. We have not with United States politics, but we have our equivalents. We have a party called the UK Independence Party, which is about as fun as it sounds, right? So these people are the same kind of like xenophobic, right wing. I saw a clip the other day. I didn't believe this, right? It was on like a Mojo top 10 thing. Top 10 outrageous things that like Ted Nugent has said, right? And he called Obama a mongrel. Like he said it. He said it on camera. And I'm like, holy shit, dude. Like that is next level. Like there's no coming back from that, surely. You can't get away with saying that. That is just plain unfiltered racism. Like just straight up face value, I'm a racist. I'm judging this guy on race.
Oh man. Hey, here's what I don't like about Republicans. They treated Bush like he was a fucking god, like he was a presidential god, and Obama can't do anything right. Like Obama is a good president. Like he will go down in the history books as a good president. He would go down in the history books as a person that started change. I've never seen anybody throw a pair of shoes at Obama. Remember that motherfucker that threw shoes
yeah.
at Bush?
I give Bush his props. He got some reaction time. He might could be a pro.
He can't read
player.
worth the fuck, but he got some reaction
He
time.
might could be a pro card player, optic or some shit.
When fucking Jordy Jordan can read better than you shouldn't be in the highest office in the land.
That's true. Have you seen that clip in Religulous where I think it's is it Kentucky or Louisiana? One of the senators said, "Well, there is no intelligence test to be a senator," and like Bill Maher's just like, "What? Maybe there should be."
I didn't see that.
It's a popularity contest.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Do you think if like a celebrity ran with a big Twitter following, do you think they could have a chance to win?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, that's true.
the way that presidents,
Oh yeah.
the
I
way
mean,
that
look
they're
at Sarah
chosen,
Palin.
though, the way that not for a major party, but he could be an independent.
Yeah, yeah. Don't you have to? I was watching House of Cards.
You got to be like your party has to like.
They got to go through the electoral
Right.
colleges to get you as the
Okay.
nominee.
You guys haven't watched House of Cards? New
No, we haven't
season
watched
just
House
came
of
out?
Cards. No.
You gotta.
No.
Oh my god! I think you guys will all
No,
enjoy
white
it.
boy, no.
You
Enjoy
guys
it.
remember what did English guys think about Sarah Palin? Like seriously,
Do you want? All right, okay.
your opinion, Sarah Palin.
My opinion is Sarah Palin. I don't think she's that bright. And
That is putting it nicely.
yeah, well, I'm English, so I'm polite, right? I don't think she's that bright, but I don't think she's stupid. I think she's cunning. Let's put it that way. She's got an opportunistic intelligence. She knows when's a good time to try and take advantage of a certain situation, but she doesn't have the basis in a proper education to know, that facts are important. Or it's either that, or she's much smarter than we think she is, and she knows that actually, to a lot of Americans, facts don't matter, right? And that the only important thing is what you're selling, right? So if you're a politician, you're selling, especially her, she's selling America, or what certain people think is America, right? Oh, well, we're going to make America great again. It's a very popular message that she uses. And she's very exploitative and opportunistic. And I don't think she's a nice person at all. She gives me the impression that she's a piece of shit.
Just an evil bitch, right?
Yeah, she gives me the real impression that she's an evil piece of shit.
I was gonna say, did you guys see the Jack Cafferty like
Hold on. Was that her and what's the guy that said that guy? What was his name? The old guy that ran for
John McCain?
McCain. Was it her? McCain and Palin?
Yeah, she was his
Yeah.
running mate. Yeah.
That
She was
probably
the
was
VP.
the worst. That probably was the worst duo ever.
It was a good porn though.
What, you watched Naylor Palin?
No,
Lisa
I
Ann
heard of
coming
it.
in
I
with
ain't
the big
see it
plays.
though.
The two Russian commandants nailed Sarah Palin.
Yeah, I didn't see it. That must have been the worst. They had bad debates. Like it was just terrible.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do we have any more?
We've got
iTunes?
other stuff, but I think we should save them.
I mean, we have a
We
bunch of
should
reviews.
save them.
We will be reading some more reviews next week, so I would appreciate it. We would all appreciate a nice rating and a nice comment. And,
Yeah, leave some comments. I was gonna try to gather up some comments and read them on the air and stuff like that, but we'll do it next
We got
time.
lazy later.
Should we?
Oh,
Do, should
We
we do that
really
as,
got lazy.
Should we say we'll do that as the intro to the next podcast? We'll do some reviews at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Let's not do it at the beginning. I mean, like,
No.
Yeah, we'll do it at the end.
Okay.
At the end. So y'all can sit through,
Yeah.
or whatever.
the
Do
true,
it at the end.
so the true fans that are
The
still
true
watching.
fans.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's kind of crazy. Like they listen for so long, and I don't know. It's pretty cool.
It's really.
I like
cool.
doing this. I like doing this a lot. This is fun.
It's cool. And like every time, I'll see y'all in the comments.
See you guys next week.
Oh, yeah. Peace.